Alright, welcome everybody to Mountain Mick. I will be getting the screen on for you all in just a moment. Welcome to the Mountain Mick banner on screen for everybody. Just to let everybody know we have started. I will be getting this screen on in just a moment, guys. I'm making a few of my last preparations, getting my chat set up, turning the volume down, all that good stuff. I tried to send out some invites and warnings to let everybody know it would be 6:30 today. I'm just going to be hanging out and picking around. Don't think I've got any new lock mail for the day, but that's okay. We got lots of cool stuff to play around with. One or two cool things I want to talk about and tell you guys that happened. And we will continue with all of that in just a moment, guys. Thanks for bearing with me. Yeah, Labs, I'm sort of late. I'm always fashionably late, sir. It's one of my many traits. Being on time is not an overrated concept, but it's not one that I've mastered yet, guy. I know my military guys are of the 15 minutes early is on time type, and that's where I've been trying to aim in recent life. But when it comes to my lives that I'm not getting paid for on my leisure time, my time is what everybody gets. I'm on my time with everyone, as Kurt Cobain once said. But I appreciate you guys and your time. I will try to respect it and be here in a punctual fashion for you all. That is why I'm here speaking to you while I set up things instead of just putting it off for 10 or 20 minutes like some channels might do while they do their last minute preparations. Hello to Mr. Happy in the chat. Thank you, sir, for dropping by to hang with us, Mr. Happy. Always love to see you in the chat. One of my besties. Anybody who doesn't know Labs, G Man, or Mr. Happy, where have you been? You must be hiding under a rock if you've been on my channel and not heard those names yet. And now we've also got Sensei Skip Hambrook in the chat. What's up, Skipper? Skip was on Greyhound this morning, guys. I was a late sleeper and I didn't catch it live. I caught the last half of the show live. Since I missed out on my boy Skip's live portion of the show, as soon as the show ended, I doubled back for some more Greyhound action, and I got to see my good buddy Skip Hambrook tearing it up on the live. Glad to see you made it on to Greyhound Live, Skip. You're growing as a superstar of the internet, Skip. You're going to go viral on us and forget about all of us one of these days. And we'll be sitting here saying, I remember Skip Hambrook back before he got super famous. Back when he was just a regular guy like the rest of us. Don't forget about us, Skipper. All right, guys. I'm almost done and set here. Just got to get my horizontal camera in position. It seems from the recent poll of people who actually watch Mountain Mick that the method of choice voted upon by my wider audience is for me to have the classic over-the-shoulder view, but with a horizontal widescreen twist, so that everybody with their turned sideways camera phones and all of us fortunate enough to be on either a laptop or something like that, we all get to enjoy having a big widescreen. So if you're on TV or laptop, prepare to enjoy. If you are on a phone like I am, just turn it sideways. I promise it will still work out for you. You'll still get the Mountain Mick experience, only it'll be in a broad wide version so you can enjoy it with the best of us. And you might even actually get to see what Mountain Mick is doing. I've moved to doing it this way, guys, because most people like it that way. I like it that way. It does make it a little harder sometimes to deal with my on-screen buttons and stuff, but that is a sacrifice I'm willing to make for all of you because that's what I'm here to do, to entertain. So if I find out there's a better way to do it, I will adhere to that. I'm about to turn the camera on, guys. I'm just getting all mounted up here on my tripod stand. Give me just a moment and we will be together. You guys know I'm going to have to move it after we start anyway, because I'll be starting in the straight on view and then moving to the over the shoulder after I say hello to everyone. Now, let's get the camera on and say hi to everyone. If I've even got it turned the right way, let's find out. All right, and go. I said go. There we go. Hey, everybody. Mountain Mick here with you today. It looks like I still managed to mirror myself somehow. My right hand is on the left. We'll fix that really quick so I don't lose my mind. It's already hard enough being semi-dyslexic. I don't think I can handle the right being the left and the left being the right. It might make what's left of my brain just implode. So we're not going to do that. How's everybody today? Doing well, I hope. Having a little bit of picking around free time today. Watching a little college football and just kind of enjoying the day around the house. I figured since everybody was asking me yesterday when my next live was, a couple of people in my wider audience missed out on yesterday because it was earlier. So I let all of them know that I will be more likely to hit the 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. territory today. And here I am, guys. I was trying to get by the Greyhound show early enough to maybe get on there, but Mountain Mick stayed up too late last night. He's got an early morning tomorrow, so he had to sleep in. I have my interview with Lockpicker 1969 tomorrow, guys. It's going to be at 8 a.m. Eastern, and for me, unlike him, that is massively early. So I will be prepared to answer all the questions given. Nice. Tennessee is on a roll back here, guys. Me and Papa Mick are watching Georgia and Tennessee. And yes, my boy Labs and I will be pulling for the U later today. Go Canes. Let's see who all we got in the chat today. My boys. G-Key Man is here. What's up, G-Key? Thanks for having my back as always, sir. We got Labs. Thank you for joining us, Labs. Like I told you, I got some goodies I'm going to send your way soon, sir. Thank you for hanging with me, getting me to get that A1100 open on screen live. And I really also appreciate you sending me some elephant trunk mediums, my guy. I will be showing those off when they come in. You're a great dude. And very much enjoyed you and Broke Picks yesterday. I hope to see a lot more of you on live in the future. I really think you're great at it, Labs. And as you're picking, you're just like me, brother. People love you. As your picking comes along, they're going to want to see more of you. I already do. You're well-spoken, intelligent guy. And I think that your channel is definitely going to go places the more effort and time you have to put into it, brother. But I'm always happy to have you and host you here on Mountain Mick. You're welcome back anytime, sir, as you already know. Let's see. We've also got Mr. Happy in the house. Mr. Happy, how are you today, sir? The last time I heard from Mr. Happy, he was headed to brunch with the wife. I hope you enjoyed your brunch, Mr. Happy. I'm a big fan of brunch myself. Between all the tasty fruits and pastries, banana pancakes and such, I think brunch is one of the coolest meals possible to eat. I love a French toast with some bacon. So I hope you had a great time with the wife, Mr. Happy, Mrs. Happy. Hello to you both. Thank you for coming to hang out, Mr. Happy. Always love having you here to support me, my friend. I still think I'm going to have to slap one of these Mr. Happy stickers on the vise. I think that's going to be a good place for it to live. As long as I leave just a little room for a Mountain Mick one to go beside it later. Let's see. Mr. Happy says on Germany, it's not limited to the military time, it's in his blood. So, yes, being on time is a German thing, guys. That's good. Being on time is important, guys. Mountain Mick actually lost a job one time for being 5 minutes late, guys. 5 minutes. And it was a pretty good job at a garage, too. Now, I will say that Mountain Mick was probably habitually late that week. So, after 3 or 4 times of being 5 minutes late, they got tired of wondering if Mountain Mick was coming to work, and they decided, unfortunately, to relieve me of my services. No hard feelings. I had a lot going on. When you have to go to a doctor's appointment literally every morning at 5 a.m., and then you have to drive to your job an hour and a half away on a motorcycle, it can make it a little rough in morning traffic of Florida. So I was not able to get things ahead. Everybody was always like, why don't you leave earlier, Mountain Mick? Well, because I can't make the doctor's office any faster, guys. And I have changed the way I live my life in a better way to where I don't have to go every single day. That has made all the difference for me in modern time. I only have to go to the doctor twice a month now, guys, which is a very, very beneficial thing for me and my time, as well as gas money and that type of thing. I didn't used to be able to sleep in ever, guys. Having to be at the doctor's office at 5 a.m. every single morning, even on Sundays and holidays, is a nightmare. But not as bad as a nightmare as you will have if you don't go and you're in the position I was. So, we'll move on to talking about other things. I just wanted to explain that Mountain Mick doesn't not care about things and does care about punctuality. It's just sometimes you have other things going on, and unfortunately, you can't always tell everybody your whole business. Some people are judgy. Anyway, we've also got Skip Hambrook in the chat, Master Sensei Skip, who was on Greyhound Live this morning. What's up, Skip? We've got Rock Out with Your Lockout. What's going on, Brother Rock? Glad to see you in the house, sir. Always welcome, of course, as everyone. But Rock Out, I really love your channel, brother. Love to see you doing big things, and love to see your brother GSL Creations as well. Moving right along here. What else do we got? Who else do we got? We got Zoe the Cat. Zoe, hello, sir. Nice to have you in the chat. We got Delbert. Delbert lucked up this morning, guys. Mr. Nola the Great won a shiny, beautiful new set of mirror finish, basically, Greyhound tools while we were all hanging in the Greyhound Live. Mr. Nola, in the true spirit of Locksport, decided to pass them on to Mr. Delbert. I really think that's cool, guys. Nola is a great guy. That's why he's one of my mods here, guys. You'll see him in the chat with the little blue wrench sometimes. Nola, big love for you, my man. Big love for you. And sending that out to Delbert, really, really class move, my man. Delbert's one of the biggest Greyhound dogs that I know. Woof! And I know Delbert will treat those dogs with the right kind of love and attention. So it was just a beautiful lock sport moment to mention and witness. So that's why I'm bringing it up. Let's see who else we got here. Rock Out with Your Lockout says he enjoyed his interview. Yeah, he is very good at what he's doing, Rock Out. I have mine tomorrow at 8 a.m. sharp. I will be on time for that. I don't like to waste people's time when it comes to their business, and it is his business. So I will be there ready to go. I'll try to be all coffeeed up and ready 30 minutes early because that's the way I try to live my life now. I just didn't have an early enough alarm set for Greyhound Live, guys. I honestly stayed up till about 6:30 this morning watching Marvel movies. I checked out the new Thunderbolts and also started to watch the Captain America Brave New World or whatever. So I was enjoying some late night movie or early morning movies, I guess I should say. And I nodded off and forgot to set an alarm. And I woke up just in time to catch the last half of the show. So my apologies to everyone on that. I'm glad I was still able to make it in time for the Greyhound show. I would have felt bad if I hadn't come to support my dog pack member, homeboy, big brother, all the above, Mr. Greyhound. Greyhound picks. Also, since a skip being on there, I had to definitely rewind and check that out. Sorry I wasn't there to support you during the actual live portion, Skipper. I won't miss out next time. I forgot you were actually coming on. Let's see here. Get the Mr. Happy ass tattoo, Labs says. You know what, Labs? That might not be a bad idea. Mr. Happy's a great guy. And I don't know if he would appreciate me getting a posterior tattoo. Maybe I'll save the other side of my neck when Sparrows gets done. I'm happy to have him a spot over there. Let's see what else we got going on in here. We do have Nola the Great in the chat. Hello, Mr. Nola the Trolla, rock and roller. I love having you around, brother. Thanks for dropping by to hang out with a Mick. Who else we got? Who else we got? We got Chuck Soup. Chuck Soup, numero uno subscriber to Mountain Mix channel. Always love seeing you here, Chuck. I'll never let you forget you were my first. We've got Dean T in the house. Dean T has also been recognized to a new name change. So I'd like to point that out to everybody. Because of the Dean T, Dean P thing that we have going on right now, Mr. Dean T very graciously has decided to don a new moniker. And I think it's a pretty cool one, guys. So when you see him in the future, he will be Swamp Picker, guys. Swamp Picker. He's a Florida guy. My Florida guys, we're Florida strong. I'm a Carolina kid, but I think that between my Florida mom, my Florida wife, and the future Florida children I plan on having, that I'm honorarily Florida man at this point. I've lived half my life in the Sunshine State, guys, so Mountain Mick is a bit of a beach boy sometimes, if truth be told. But I loved my mountains and had to come back and see them. It had been too long. Being gone for over a decade, I really missed seeing the Appalachians. We're going to get on with it. But I just wanted to say hello to Dean T, formerly known as, and now known as Swamp Picker. So, Swamp Picker, Dean T, big love for you, my guy. I'm glad you're here. And I will go ahead and mention to some of you that I was gifted something very cool by my new friend Dean T today. He is a collector of domain names, aka websites. Well, everybody keeps asking Mountain Mick if I'm going to open my own Discord. And I have told you guys many times I may in the future, but for now, the dog pack is where I usually make my home, and I will keep it that way. Dog pack is open, guys. So get on in there and have fun running with the big dogs. Don't stay on the porch. Get some pics and come have a run with us. Um, but what I wanted to mention, as I said, was my good friend Dean T, now known as Swamp Picker. He picked up while we were on a chat with each other on the phone that I had been batting around the idea of a website or Discord myself just because everybody kept bringing it up. He is a domain kind of buying guy that trades around and gets new cool website names for whatever purpose he desires. And we had a little conversation. One thing led to another. And now mountainmick.com exists, guys. MTNMICK.com is the way it's spelled and whatnot. Don't worry about going there yet. It's fully under construction, not even started yet. It just became a thing today. I will get all of the rights and things like that from my buddy, the Swamp Picker, and then I will unleash a couple of my friends who are good at website design I'll try to get some input as well from Swamp Picker and see what he knows about web page design, etc. And maybe sometime in the next few months, we will build ourselves a beautiful new place to call mountainmick.com. So we'll have a Mountain Mick website. Maybe I'll offer some cool stuff on there. I'll link all my YouTube and videos there. We'll do all kinds of good, fun stuff there, guys. But just know it is brand new, fresh, hot off the Mountain Mick presses. It barely even exists, and I will try to make it into something lovely for all of us. I don't want it competing with any of the stuff we already have going on, and I think that that's a good reason why having a website as opposed to a Discord is what I'm really in the mood for. So thank you, my friend, for helping me to obtain the Mountain Mick moniker website. And like I said, we will get everything organized and arranged to where I can drop some really cool stuff on there, have some people I know put together a really cool site for us, and we'll try to get that done by the end of the year or at least at the beginning of next year, guys. So look forward to mountainmick.com being a thing. Let's continue and check out who's in the chat. Mr. Happy has hashtagged shiny. That's because hashtag shiny was the hashtag in the Greyhound chat this morning. That is how the tools were won and then given away. From Nola, the Trolla, the Rock and Roller Controller. He is a generous champion, so he passed along his winnings to Delbert, the Raking Raccoon. So, really awesome stuff. It was a beautiful set. Greyhound is known for giving away some of these sets on his lives, guys. So if you're not watching his lives, Mountain Mick recommends you start hanging out over there. There were only like 8, maybe 9 people in the drawing today, guys. Just saying. You could have had about a better than 10% chance at winning those picks today, guys, if you were over there with us. So just trying to help you, get in the dog pack, keep track of when Greyhound's doing his live thing, and don't forget that he has the Hellhound Rune Smith dog leg, dog leg Hellhound coming up soon. He will be giving it away in a giveaway. So you guys need to stay posted on that if you want to win a Hellhound, because man, it looks awesome. And there's only going to be 3 of them. Only one of them's going to go out into the world. Greyhound will have one. Runesmith will have one. You could have one too. If I win it, you won't have one. But we'll see what happens, guys. If I was to win it, I have some beautiful Runesmith stuff and some dog legs. Much in the spirit of Mr. Nola, I would probably pass that on to somebody else, more deserving of some exquisite pick in their life. I've been very blessed, guys, and I would really very much like to continue trying to pay it back, pay it forward, pay it in any direction I can, because that's the way blessings and lock sport work, guys. It's all about sharing the love, not hoarding it. Don't hoard it all in a big dragon pile, guys. Get your locks, pick them. When you get tired of them, send them or trade them to some of your fellow lock sporters. That is the way we save money, have more fun with each other, and the mail part of the game is just so much fun, guys. No, yeah, they're going to get us on shipping a little bit, and that is what it is, guys. But get yourself some buddies to do it with. It's way faster than chest by mail. And I gotta tell you, nothing in the mailbox ever comes cooler than lock mail. I think we can all agree on that. Let's see what else we got going on here. We can also call Dean T Swamp Pimp, he says in the chat. So it's hard out here for a pimp, guys. Give Swamp Pimp some love. Let's see what else we got going on down here. A tramp stamp, Delbert says. Oh, yes, Chuck popped it. Sunshine Mick. Yes, I will be Sunshine Beach Life Mick soon, but I will remain Mountain Mick as all intents and purposes because I was born in the mountains. It's my home. I do prefer the mountains, guys, But my wife is not in the mountains. The jobs that I need to work are not in the mountains. Mountain life is great for retirement and for living in the middle of nowhere. But Mountain Mick is still at an age where he needs to expand and make some money. And it's a lot easier for Mountain Mick to do that in a more urban area. So this time we will give it a try, not homeless. And I will try to make the most of it. For anybody curious, I will be staying with Mama Mick for a couple of weeks until I find a new cool place to move in the gardens area near my wife, who is staying with her father until we get us a new place. That's the rundown, guys. Not that it really matters about my personal life to you guys necessarily, but I do like to share. And people ask, so there you go. That's what's going on with Mountain Mick. Mountain Mick will also have Mrs. Mick making a P.O. box in Florida very soon because Mountain Mick still has a massive amount of lock mail on the incoming way. So obviously, it doesn't matter where I send my mail from, guys, but the receiving end stuff, I'm going to forward to the P.O. box before I leave here. I'm going to have the P.O. box set up. And when I need to make the switch over, I will let you guys know here on the channel to start switching the address if you're going to send me something because I don't want you to lose whatever you send in the mail. I've heard a lot of horror stories about packages getting lost in the mail because of stuff like that. I'd hate for you to send me something cool and me not get it or you not have it. I'd rather you keep it if that was going to happen. So let me work with all of you on the address thing. Now let's see what else we got going on, and I'll get into picking some locks. Ah, Nico, I'm glad to see that you made it, brother. Nico is one of the people who missed out on live yesterday. Big supporter of my channel, subscriber, and mentioned on one of my comments yesterday, wishing that they made it to my live. So I told him not to worry. Mountain Mick will do another live tomorrow from 6 to 8. Here I am, and here you are. So thank you. Thank you so much for coming out to support me. Um, I always like to hear from the people who watch my little show here. I tell people all the time I'm pretend famous. So I really enjoy knowing that some of you guys out there actually watch this and care about seeing it. And I look forward to talking to all of you. I think anybody who knows me at all would tell you Mountain Mick is a talkative guy. He's not going to snub you. Send him a message. Maybe if he's a little busy, he might have to put it off for a little bit, but he will get around to talking to you. And when he does, it'll be hard to get him to shut up. All right, we also have our 250 sub giveaways still going on, guys. As many of you know, entries have been rolling in. As is my usual thing, I like to share the entries to the 250 sub. I like to put them on a big playlist so I can keep track of them for the entirety of the contest. At the end of which, I can double check that I have everything that I'm supposed to. And you guys can double check as well. If you are worried about your video, check the 250 sub playlist. Make sure you see your video. If you do not, and I haven't shared it all over the place, commented and liked, because I always do all the above, guys. So if you made a video and you haven't seen Mountain Mick like it, share it, comment on it, and all the above, Mountain Mick doesn't know about it yet. So maybe I haven't got to checking and defining it yet. Maybe you didn't hashtag me or something like that. But we will have that little period of time. That's why there's overlap, guys. The reason the contest ends on the 1st and the drawing is not until the 5th is so Mountain Mick can still have time to make sure everybody's in there and I get all the numbers tallied up right. You get the appropriate number of entries per lock that you popped. And I will then feed them all into a huge wheel for spinning, and I expect it to be large enough. We will not be doing a last man standing spin. It will be a one-time spin grand prize winner, guys. I expect to have enough entries from running this thing for a month that I would not put you guys through having to sit there and watch as I slowly click my way through the entire batch of them. It's just not my style. If it was 10 people or something, I would do it. That's what we did on Greyhound Live this morning. I totally understand doing it that way when it's not a massive amount of people. But if it gets up into the 20, 30 people or more, Mountain Mix not doing that. We're going to do one spin, one win. Anyway, glad to see you made it, Nico. Say hello to everyone in the chat. Everyone here is friendly. Everyone make friends with each other. Subscribe to each other. We're a big channel of sharing and caring here. It looks like my buddy, the Swamp Pimp, just got himself some lock mail. He just messaged me on my backup. Let's see what he got. Since we're having a big show together and I don't have a lot going on, we will show off Swamp Pimp's mail. I don't think he's going to mind. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, very nice. It looks like we got a Jimmy Long starter set and Jimmy Long's basics in 19. And then we've got a Series 1100 in blue and a PL 410 Pro. Very nice. Oh, and we've got a master up there at the top that I can't tell for sure what is. And then we also have what looks to be maybe some kind of quick set cylinder or something, guys. Here's the picture for everybody to enjoy quickly. Anyway, I just thought I'd share with you guys because I'm sure he's really excited about his mail. I would be too. You can't go wrong with those sweet Jimmy Longs. And I'm stoked for you, my friend. Dean T, Swamp Pimp, Swamp Picker. Thanks for sharing your mail with me, my brother. I'm super stoked for you. And as I said, since Mountain Mick doesn't have any mail of his own to share with you guys at the moment, we will just look at that as my lock mail for the day. I don't mind sharing friends' mail. And let's see what else we've got going on here. I will crane the camera around and get going on the picking that I need to be doing today. Let's move that out of the way. We'll keep the scroller up for just a little bit, guys. So anybody who doesn't know the locks you're allowed to pick in the contest, pay attention to the scroller down here at the bottom. Excuse me. The scroller will tell you every single lock that is available for use in the 250 sub contest. If you are not aware by now what they are all listed here. You can use all of them, any of them, or just one of them as many times as you like. I don't care how you go about. Damn it, man. Sorry, guys. I'm being attacked by a gnat.
Georgia scored. We got two. It's a tie game.
Tie score again. All right. Missing a good game to hang out, guys, but Papa Mick's keeping me posted. I like radio games and stuff anyway. It'll be okay. I'm more of a motorcycle racing guy these days, but I still follow my football. It's a family thing, guys. So let me crane you guys around here, and we'll do some picking and some chilling. I don't know if anybody else has any lives planned for tonight, guys. If they do, now would be a good time to let Mountain Mick know about these things. So that way I can either clear out when it's time for you to go, or I can run all over you and just not care. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that, guys. But yeah, if somebody's got a cool live going on later or something, let me know. I'll be happy to push everybody over your way when we finish here. Never a problem. Let's get you guys moved around here. All right. It's going to take me just a second. Thanks for the patience, everybody. Mountain Mick's still not a master of camera operating. I do what I can. Let's flip you to the other side. Let's make sure the mirror thing's not going weird. Of course it is. Let's get back to left being left. Every single time it's got to be that way. I'm telling you guys. And some of you will notice that we do have classic Ninja Turtle Raphael hanging out in the back there. Raph. I'm a big fan of the Ninja Turtles. For anybody who doesn't know that, So yeah, big Ninja Turtles man here. I was born in '86, guys. If it has anything to do with Ninja Turtles or The Legend of Zelda, I'm all over it. That's my jam. So let's bring you guys around just a little bit here. Actually, probably should tilt you down just a little more so you can see my hands and what we're actually playing with. Let's go about there, yeah. Let's see if we can stay there. Oops. That'll kind of work. Sorry, guys. I think we're set now. And let me move my chit chat out of the way so I can see what you guys are saying without wrecking the entire table. And there we go. Now, let's see what Mountain Nick can open for fun to get warmed up. I think I will take a run at one of the pack locks towards the end of this broadcast. For anybody curious about seeing how that's going, Mountain Mick spent about another hour last night playing around with it. Mr. Happy's got to go eat. He says he'll be back later. Enjoy, Mr. Happy. You got to keep yourself strong and living, brother. So go enjoy your dinner, Mr. Happy. Mountain Mick will always be here for you later, as you know. Check out the replay, or maybe if this turns into a ridiculously long session, we'll still be hanging around anyway. Also, guys, check out the cool Waltcade 3D printed holder I got sitting back here. I decided that it would be a great place for my Moki tools and for my Reaper handled Reapers with 44 Deltas to all hang out with each other instead of just spread all over the table in my workspace. So, thank you, Walt, for the desktop there. It's beautiful. It matches my angry orange lock, and it is a great place to sit some things while they're not in use or waiting to be in use. So thank you, sir. Let's see what we can get out to play with today, guys. I think it'd be only right we start with the obligatory Master Lock number 5 that I like to pop for warm-ups. Let's get Reaper Turner. And let's get a Reaper to play around with it with. All right. Thank you to Nick Matlack for the Reapers and the 44 Delta handles. Big fan of both. Feel extra spoiled playing with this level of tool. Thank you, sir. Let's see what we got going in the chat. Mr. Happy's going to dinner. Nola says that Stu, the great Stu Dini, usually goes live around 11 Central. I believe that's midnight here, if I'm not mistaken. You can tell me if I'm wrong about that, anybody. I could be going in the wrong direction time-wise, but I think it's Eastern and then Central. So if Stu is going at 11, it should be 12 here. So we'll definitely be wrapped up by then, Nola. I am not going to be making a 5-hour live, brother. It's just not going to be how it goes today. I don't even have stuff to show for that kind of entertainment. All right, we got that one popped and out of the way. Looks like we can pick a little bit today. No one understands cricket. That's right, Nola. You got to understand what a crumpet is to understand cricket. For anybody who's not aware, that's a Ninja Turtles reference, guys. Casey Jones. It's the scene right at the beginning of movie number 1 with Casey Jones and Raph and the street thugs that try to run off with that lady's pocketbook. A random fact for anybody who doesn't know, in the movie Ninja Turtles live action, all of the Ninja Turtles from the costumes appear in various scenes throughout. If you watch the part at the beginning where Raph rolls across the taxi, and there's a guy in the back of the taxi that says something about it looking like a big freaking turtle to the taxi driver, The guy in the back of the taxi is the actor who plays Raph. With Michelangelo, when you see the scene about the pizza man from Domino's or wherever dropping off the pizza, the pizza man who brings the late pizza and doesn't get his whole pay because wise men say forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza. The guy that is talking to Michelangelo through the grate in the ground is the actor who plays Michelangelo. Leonardo appears as a foot soldier in the background of the scene where Danny is trying to audition for a Foot Clan, and the guy who plays Raphael is in the Foot Clan suit when he slaps April O'Neil in the mouth and says, I deliver a message. Shut it. That's Donatello, guys. And another random fact for you. The guy who plays in the second movie, the little Asian kid, Kino, he is actually the stunt guy who's in the Donatello turtle suit in the first movie. So, yeah, there's a little Ninja Turtles trivia for you guys. Big fan. Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, the original Ninja Turtles, they all had red bandanas, guys, because they're based off of the box turtle that you see in the South here, and they do have red loggerhead turtle little masks on them. My friend used to have a baby one that his mom got him back in the day for a toy for a pet. And I was gonna tell you one other thing. Oh, they're supposed to be making. Yeah, I know Skip Hambrook. His son, guys, is an arcade machine restoration guy. Skip has the original Ninja Turtle arcade machine at his house, guys. When I go to hang out with Sensei Skip, you can believe Mountain Mick is going to want to fire up that classic nostalgia machine. I've only beat that once, Skip. When I beat it, it was on regular Nintendo, and I was about 19. Me and a friend spent the whole weekend attempting to beat it with no cheats or anything. It was great times, great times. It was in the middle of a snowstorm. That is correct, Nola. Leo is also the guy who helped Splinter out of the chains. I hear you, Nola. I like you more every day, sir. If you're a Ninja Turtles man like that, then we are definitely destined to be good buddies, Nola. I've also heard that Sandman is a big fan of the Ninja Turtles, guys. Doesn't surprise me. I think everybody from our age group for about 10, 15 years is a Ninja Turtles fan. And I think the Ninja Turtles' recent popularity climbing back up is a beautiful thing. I'm trying to have some kids soon and pass Turtle Power on to them. Touchdown Canes! All right, Labs. Thanks for keeping me posted. We're watching a different game here at my house right now. Well, actually, we watched Tennessee finish the game against Georgia. Almost. It's tied 38 to 38. Looks like Tennessee is trying to line up to get ready to try and kick a field goal game winner. I did see a game winning field goal earlier. We were watching a different game. I think I told Labs about that one. It was a 55-yarder, which in college is a pretty sweet kick. Oh yes, Biker Mike Mars and Street Sharks are both amazing, Nico Jams. That's my whole era right there. Now you're speaking my language. Next you'll be talking about Power Rangers and Dinosaurs, the movie, and all of that good stuff. But let's not walk down memory lane with Barney the Dinosaur or any of that stuff. Let's leave those behind us. But Animaniacs and all the Nicktoons from back then, Ren and Stimpy on up to Cat Dog, we can talk about all that, guys. Those are the good ones. And Cartoon Network was killing it back then, too. Dexter's Laboratory, Rocco's Modern Life was on Nick, but Cartoon Network had tons of good ones, guys. Dexter's Lab, Powerpuff Girls, Invader Zim, I believe, was my favorite from those, but that was still technically Nickelodeon. They just put it on Cartoon Network later. All Real Monsters, good call. Papa Mick says All Real Monsters. That was Yonan Vasquez, I believe. Lots of good art in those, man. All Real Monsters has a really long catalog too. I don't know if you guys have seen. I think the Paramount has all the old Nicktoons on it, and there's All Real Monsters for days, guys. What a great show! 21 to 6 second quarter, Labs. All right. Zoe the cat. I could use a tall glass of mutagen. Yeah, I hear that, Zoe. Space Ghost, Coast to Coast. I used to love that one too, Zoe. The guy who played Space Ghost just passed recently, I think. But yeah, Space Ghost was a fun show too. Cow and Chicken Labs. Yeah, we're big fans of Cow and Chicken here. And my wife's favorite is Courage the Cowardly Dog. Courage is also a great show. That was Cartoon Network. Glory days. Love Courage the Cowardly Dog, guys. Yes, Labs, Ren and Stimpy is OG. That's real comic book stuff there, my friend. Ren and Stimpy comics were actually a little bit grittier than the live action, or I'm sorry, not live action, but animated TV series. Ren and Stimpy. But I will say that some of those memes going around about Ren and Stimpy, those are fake, guys. Ren and Stimpy did not get that sexual or freaky and weird. The comics were grungier than the show, and even the comics never had that scene with the saw that people are memeing out everywhere. That's a fake, guys. I just want to say that outright. I'm a big fan of Ren and Stimpy, and I gotta tell you, that never happened. They made an adult spoof on Adult Swim one time on Robot Chicken or something that might have had some of that type of stuff on it. But again, the original Ren and Stimpy creators never would have crossed that line, guys. That's a little more than cartoons usually get. And Ren and Stimpy is no different. They were a comic book that was a little edgy, like Mad Magazine, but they were not. You know what I mean? They were edgy for the 90s. They weren't edgy compared to today's standards. By today's standards, Ren and Stimpy's kind of tame. It's just butt jokes and fart humor most of the time. And Space Madness. One of my favorite episodes. Nola says, last fun turtle fact. The turtle suits were super slow, so they filmed them at 22 frames per second. That way, when played back at 24, they look like they move normally. I didn't know that they did that, Nola. I heard that they had a lot of heat problems, and I can believe it with those foam suits that they were all in. Have you seen what they look like now? Every once in a while, you'll see one of those old turtle suit originals pop up on a nostalgia place where somebody's bought one of the originals. And dude, the eyeballs are falling out of them. They're all rotted out and stuff. Somebody should have got at Jim Henson and kept take care of those things better, man. The originals are trashed, dudes. But I've seen some of them restored pretty nice. And the reason I was also bringing it up is because if any of you guys are still into reading comic books and stuff, Kevin Eastman still does a modern series of Ninja Turtles. He's got an evolved series with 4 new turtles, and it all started because of this comic he made that is amazing called The Last Ronin. In The Last Ronin, 3 out of 4 of the turtles and Master Splinter are all dead. Only one of the turtles remains, and he is trying to avenge his lost brothers. Um, Shredder's grandson, I believe, is the new bad guy, and only one turtle remains. He lived through seeing all of his brothers murdered in various Foot Clan ways, and Karai, Shredder's daughter, dies in a battle with one of them. I don't want to ruin the whole story for you guys, so I'm not going to tell you who or how, but it's a really short comic, guys. It's not a super long one because it's a graphic novel, but you can find it online and read it for free. That's what I did. I can tell you a great site to read comic books on for free, by the way. If you're a comic nerd like me and Miss Mick, DM me and I will show you a cool site where you can find all the comics you want to read online to your heart's content. Um, you'll be able to see all the frames just like you were flipping through a real comic. But still get out there and buy some comics from the shops. Support those artists, guys. They've got to make money for making those comics, and if they don't, they'll stop being made. So let's keep comic books alive, guys. If you find a comic book shop, they're the kind of place that lets people play Dungeons and Dragons, Pokemon cards, and most of the time, they'll also let you start your own lock sport group. So just know that those are our people. Yes, Zoe. Oh, sorry. Watching the kick really quick, guys. Oh, that was horrible. Overtime, guys. He shanked it so far right that it was immediately obvious it wasn't going to happen. Anyway, yes, Nico, the Brave Little Toaster. I've only seen the first one, but I love the first Brave Little Toaster movie. That is a classic too. But yeah, heavy metal. That was pushing it, Zoe. I liked the older one, but the heavy metal 2000 that they made was kind of weak, if you ask me. They should have just left it alone. I did like the original a decent amount, but again, I agree with you that it was kind of mature only, and it was borderline in like kinky anime manga. It goes into Rule 34 at that point, Zoe. Rule 34, for anybody who doesn't know, is this internet rule that's made up. It's basically a theory that anytime, anytime anything is introduced to the world of the internet, especially character, person, or animation, um, they basically have a porno version of it right behind it to ruin everything and make it creepy. That's Rule 34, and it's a very real thing, guys. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in now. Nothing is sacred. But yes, tell him, Chuck Soup. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! I didn't spoil anything for you, Chuck. That all happens in the first few pages of the comic, honestly. And I didn't tell you who did what, or what happened, or how it ends, or which turtle is the last turtle. Everybody knows going into that comic that that's how it starts. So I really just pitched it to you the way the back of the book does. Like I said, pretty much all of that happens right at the beginning of the comic, and it's immediately obvious. And as you read, you find out the details. It's kind of done Quentin Tarantino flashback style. So when you start reading it, you will see what I mean. It's not really a spoiler to know those things. Now, if I told you who and how, then we'd be ruining storyline, and I will not do that. If you're into Ninja Turtles, all I can say is go read The Last Ronin, guys. The Last Ronin, they're making a movie out of it, guys. That's been confirmed, just so you guys in Turtle Power Land know. There will be a Last Ronin Ninja Turtles movie. So I'm looking forward to that. They better not screw it up, or me and my little Raph right here will be mega mad and we will start karate kicking people. That's all I can say. But I like when they bring back nostalgia stuff for us. And anybody who has not seen the Cobra Kai series that they made from Karate Kid, you need to check out Cobra Kai. Cobra Kai was awesome. Zoe says, I would really love some turtle soup. Zoe, I can't say I've ever had turtle soup. I'm an eater of all kinds of food. If it was already whipped up and ready to go, I would try it. I eat gator tail and things like that, so I imagine a turtle soup would be something to my liking. I would definitely be willing to give that a bite, Nola and Zoe, but I can't bring myself to put a turtle in the soup. I'm usually the kind of guy that runs out in the road trying to save turtles. So I don't think I could bring myself to make a soup out of one, guys. I think we've had the tuner ticker up on there quite long enough. I'm going to take that down, guys, so we can just see what's going on here. And I will get back around to other things popping up on here later. But this show's really more about picking, not pop-ups. So we'll continue to pick until it's time to do the goodbye pop-up. How's that sound? I hope it sounds good because that's the way it's gonna be. Now, yes, Noah, Cobra Kai was dope. Zoe the Cat says snapping turtle makes the best soup, guys. Also, yes, Nico James, we can be online homies. I'm glad that we have met. If you're ever in the South Florida area, that's where I will be soon. Feel free to go to the beach and give us a look up, and I will show you around South Florida a little bit. Fried turtle labs? Now that sounds good. I'm a lover of the fried gator tail. Popcorn gator tail's the bomb, guys. Yeah, it's true, Zoe. Humans eat about everything. Somewhere in the world, somebody eats it, whatever it is. Oh yes, Nola. I've been wanting to check out Twisted Metal. I haven't seen it yet. I know there's at least a second season that just came out, I believe. But yeah, when the first time I saw a preview and saw that they had Sweet Tooth in it, I was like, "Yep, gotta watch that." Um, I actually was watching the Brave New World Captain America last night, guys. Sparrow's Hook gets it done as usual. That's why I switched to the classic, guys. This is my go-to pick. Everybody sees me use all these fancy picks all the time, guys. My Moke workshops, my new Reapers with the handles on them from 44 Delta, all fantastic. Am spoiled, do love them. Also, my Jimmy Longs, love my Jimmies. Got a whole gang of mini Jimmies on the way from my boy Troy. Don't know if I told you guys yet, but my guy Troy, big shout out to Troy. He saw me pop that 1100 on live the other night, guys. So he took it upon himself to look at my big stash of glory that I had in the floor and then send me a message and cleverly ask me if that was recent. I said, "Yeah, that's everything, man. It's a massive stash, isn't it?" He said, "Well, it's not massive enough. I'm sending you a set of the Jimmy Long's mini modular gyms." And I was like, "Oh, cool. Which ones did you get?" And he said, "Oh, you misunderstand. I'm sending you all of them." So I looked, and dude, all of them is four sets of four, guys. That's 16 new little mini gym picks, handles and all. So I can't believe he's sending me that. I don't know why you guys continue to bless me the way you do, but thank you, and thank you to Troy for spoiling me ridiculous rotten out here. Um, Even my Greyhound tools are fantastic, and my coverts, guys. But I just want to remind you guys from time to time that while I don't show them on the channel as much lately because I'm always seems to be showing off some new stuff, that these original sparrows are still getting very much use, guys. I don't just put them in the background for you guys to look at them. I pick with these things maybe more than anything else, still to this day. And I got to tell you, they're still some of my favorites. The response on these things is fantastic. The little rubber dip job, lots of people aren't a fan of. I actually like it pretty good, guys. I can't lie. Um, and I also like my monkey paw with the etching design on it. I will be moving into some elephant trunk mediums thanks to my boy Labs whenever they get here. So be on the lookout soon for some Mountain Mick videos with the medium elephant trunks from our friends at Greyhound and Southern Specialty, and also be on the lookout for Mountain Mick to show off a whole gang of new modular mini jimmies, guys. I've got all that coming soon, and I'm looking forward to showing you guys all of that stuff. If you yourself are finding yourself like, oh man, Mick, I wish I had some jimmies, and I wish I had some modular jimmies, but I just can't afford to get some right now. Well, I've got good news for you guys. On two different counts, I've got good news for you. On one count, Jimmy Long's already has some of the finest tools in the world, and at a discount that you already cannot beat anywhere. But Jimmy is part of the dog pack. Woof, woof. And since Jimmy has been hanging with us at the dog pack, he gave us a new code, guys. Now, I can't tell you here what it is because the mean old internet will try to take advantage of our buddy Jimmy Longs, and they will abuse the code. There will be scalpers and scammers, and I'm not going to be party to that. But if you would like to DM Mountain Mick or go to the dog pack and do a little homework yourself, I will be happy to tell you how to get 20% off of your next Jimmy Long's order, guys. Jimmy gave us a code, and you can get 20% off of your order from Jimmy Long's right now. I will tell you how. Just send me a DM and I'll be happy to give you the code. Um Also, my other part of that good news that I was wanting to tell you about, excuse me, if you find yourself saying, "Oh, Mountain Mick, I still can't really afford to get in on 20% off of the cheapest, best quality tools a man could buy in the North American continent, period," then I've still got good news for you. And here it is. My buddy and your buddy, yeah, buddy, Western Massacre Lock Sport, guys. Cheese Grits NyQuil. If you don't know him, get to know him. Cheese Grits NyQuil, aka Western Massacre Lock Sport, as his channel is known. If one of you guys would be so kind as to knock me a link down in the chat for Cheese Grits NyQuil's Western Massacre Lock Sport, I would like to send a link for everybody in the chat for Cheese Grits' new 200 sub. He's having a 200 sub giveaway, guys. He's having a giveaway and a contest. So the giveaway only requires you to go over to his video, leave a comment and a like, and make sure you're subscribed, and you could win an entire set of starter Jimmy Longs. Woo! What a great gift, guys. So go support him. Help him get that sub number up some more. And if you're already subscribed to Cheese Grits NyQuil at Western Massacre Lock Sport, then what are you waiting for? Get over there, make a comment, like it, share it with some people so they can have a shot too. And maybe you'll get the giveaway pack that he has of Jimmy's. Now, why, Mountain Mick, do you keep saying the giveaway pack as if there is another set? Well, I'm glad you asked, because there are two ways you can win from Cheese Grits NyQuil and Western Massacre Lock Sport. That is the giveaway, guys. You'll get the starter Jimmy pack for free if you do the things I just said. However, Mr. Western Massacre Lock Sport himself, yeah, buddy, Cheese Grits, he has got an contest going on simultaneously, guys. I think he's running it until October 15th. I saw him talking about it last night. So, till the October 15th date, you can get in on it. What he wants you to do for that, you'll have to look into the video. I believe it involves building a challenge lock and putting it out into the community. So you have to build it, and you'll have to show that you built it, and you'll have to show that you sent it to somebody. All he wants is some tracking numbers to prove it was shipped out. And if you do all of those things, he will have a big wheel of fun fortune at the end of the contest. And whoever wins the actual contest will not only get the equivalent of the giveaway, which is the starter jimmies, they will also get a big full. Let me show you my tool roll since I'm talking about it, guys. If you win his giveaway, he is giving away a beautiful Jimmy Long's tool roll like this one. There's also a set of at least the Gem 19s in there. That's going to be these four that you see right here, guys. He's got the Gem Hooks 19 set in there. One, two, three, and four. All four of them in there. He's added the turners for you, so you have a full set. That's going to be flat bars and other style of turners that Jimmy offers. And you'll get the little notebook Jimmy offers, the beautiful stickers Jimmy offers, and there will be many modular Jimmies too in the giveaway, guys. So if you need yourself a big old pack of Jimmy Longs, go get involved with my boy Cheese Grits and NyQuil. He is doing a great giveaway. Jimmy Longs supported this giveaway, guys. Grits was going to order all the stuff himself. Jimmy sweetens the deal because that's the kind of guy Jimmy is, guys. So when he heard about it, he sweetens the deal. And for that reason, there's a lot of really sweet stuff going in that contest, guys. I recommend if you want some Jimmies, don't spend your money just yet. Go participate with a great lock sporter friend of mine in spreading some lock sport love. That's the reason he picked the challenge that he did, guys. Challenge locks are most beloved throughout our community. They are not owned by anyone but the guy who makes the lock, guys. What you do is you make a lock, right? And then you send it out into the world. And there is a list with the lock, okay? The lock has been custom made to be difficult. Traditionally, the person who builds it usually picks it on camera beforehand in some circumstances to prove that it's pickable. But anyway, you send out your CL challenge lock. You have it registered with the LPU so everybody can keep track of it. And if you do that, you will be entered into his contest, guys. Obviously, you're going to need to like and subscribe and let him know it exists and show that it's been shipped. But the point is, challenge locks basically make their circle throughout the community. When a man receives a challenge lock or a lady, we pick them, we play around with them, show them off on video, and when we decide either we can pick them and get them on down the road, or we can't pick them and it's time to just let somebody else try to shine. At that point, we either A, check the list that's sent with it, B, check from the person who you received it from, or C, make sure from the person who originally made the lock. And if all of those people don't have plans for the lock in any type of way, then D, you are the fortunate person who gets to decide what goes on next. Now, that means you're not keeping it, guys. That's not how this works. Don't be an a-hole and hoard somebody's challenge lock. Ship it around to somebody else that you trust to do the same thing. We try to keep track of them. There's been some scandal in the community before, guys. People will try to keep them, say they never received them, and sell them on eBay and Facebook Marketplace. That's disgusting. That's scandalous. If you do that type of thing, you're a scumbag. Get the hell out of Locksport. But furthermore, you can also get arrested for that. It is a form of mail fraud. There was a guy that somebody told me about recently. I won't drop names, but there was a guy recently who almost got prison time, guys. Real shackled up Shackleman Cuff Club. No kidding, guys. That guy could have got Shackleman time for real for about 15 years because theft, mail fraud, etc., and stealing, dealing in stolen property are all serious offenses. And when you do it by crossing the border of countries or states through the mail, it becomes trafficking in stolen goods, guys. So don't do stupid stuff, and you won't have these problems. Challenge locks are for fun. Challenge locks are for the lock sport community abroad to enjoy. So let's pass on love and locks, and let's stay away from the naughty stuff we don't need to be wrapped up in. That's all I want to say about that. Chuck Soup has been kind enough to drop you guys a link down in the chat that will lead you directly to our man Cheese Grits NyQuil's Western Massacre Lock Sport, and you can find your way into his giveaway and his contest for the Jimmy Longs that he has waiting for you. And thank you, Chuck Soup, for having my back yet again. Yes, not too dead. NTD, welcome, sir. Thank you for coming around. NTD is an awesome friend of ours. NTD, I really hope that you're in the dog pack now. If you're not, I still invite you, sir, to come join us at the dog pack. I would really love to see you and Stu get together on some Shackleman stuff over there and have some support for Dean P and the Shackleman guys. I'd also love to see Mitten Maid get some love over there and have a setup for the veterans of lock sport. So just think about it, no pressure. And yeah, sausage and shrimp labs. Now you're talking Cajun for real. Sounds like somebody's making a jambalaya. And Mountain Mick is a big fan of Cajun food, guys. I love jambalaya. I love, love, love a good gumbo. And I think we can all agree bourbon chicken is something everybody in the world loves. But anyway, Nico James, it is dirty that people do that. And it does take a real piece of work to do that type of thing. Somebody put a lot of money and time and effort into making a lock for the whole community to enjoy. So just know that when you finish picking it, get it back together in one piece if you can. If you can't, send the whole thing in a bag to somebody and maybe they'll be smarter and figure out how to get it all back together so they can pick it. The point is, pass on the love and the lock sport, guys. The community owns the challenge locks, guys. Once you make one, you are the owner of that one. The community passes it around. It's for everybody's enjoyment. But technically, you're the owner of that lock. It is on loan to the community. So if you receive a challenge lock, much like myself, okay, guys, let me show you. We'll actually pick around on this one today some. Since I'm bringing it up, fuck it. We will go ahead, excuse my language, we'll go ahead and play around with it anyway. Because I need to get this thing played around with some. We'll go ahead and open it up and we'll play with it since we're talking about challenge locks. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a challenge lock. It was built so long ago. Excuse me, the rattle is making too much noise. It was built so long ago that its maker did not remember making it when I asked him about it. But he was like very happy to know it's still floating around out here. The lovely Mrs. Lady Locks sent me this, guys. I think I've got her sticker nearby here. Let me check. There it is. The lovely Miss Lady Locks sent me this one, guys. It is a Doc Hogmaster challenge lock. Thank you, Lady Locks. This is the first challenge lock I received from anyone. I do have some more inbound right now, guys. So if you would like to get yourself into challenge locks, let Mountain Mick know. I will try to go through the appropriate venues of making sure nobody's on the list ahead of you and all of that kind of stuff. I will soon be building some of my own to add to the community's joy. And I think it's something that we all should do at some point, guys. Challenge locks are fun. People want to have challenge locks because they're even more interesting in a way than your run-of-the-mill everyday lock. This is like a Schlage mortise, it looks like, that we have built here by Hogmaster. Let me clamp it in proper, and then I'll show you guys the key works, and we'll try picking on it a little bit. I make no promises that anything good will happen with this. Mountain Mick has never even stuck a pick in this yet. But since we were talking about challenge locks, and since I do have some coming my way, I really need to make some progress on this one so I can get it out of here again soon to the next lock picker who should enjoy a Doc Hogmaster production. I will have to I will have to ask Lady Locks before it goes anywhere, guys. I don't know if there's a list currently, but as you can see, if I zoom in, let's go ahead and do that. It says, sorry guys, I'm trying to get it where you can see it. I know what it says. Hogger, there we go. Hogger than intended. See how it's etched into the front there? Hogger than intended. So we got hogger than intended here, guys. I'm going to play around with hogger than intended a little bit for our enjoyment today. It'll be Mountain Mix's first shot at a real challenge lock. If it pops, I'll go crazy and make a lot of weird noises, but anyway, it also has a cool lime green tag. You guys know how Mick feels about lime green, but it does say hogger than intended, Dr. Hogmaster on the tag there, guys. And as I said, it appears to just be a regular SC1 keyway, as I can tell from the key. The key says SC on it, guys. That makes it pretty easy to tell what we're dealing with here. It's got the numbers on it. But anyway, I don't want to pay attention to that because when you play with a challenge lock, you should ignore the key as much as possible. It's supposed to be a challenge. So just to show you, it does work. The key works good, guys. Hogmaster, whatever you've got in there, it works perfectly as a locking lock. Now, Nico says, Yo, Mick, I'd love to join a club. I know I'm in the online community, but do you know of one you can go and attend, like Lock Sport meetups? That's a great question, Nico, and I've got a good answer for you there. Um, Tool with three O's, the Organization of Open Lock Pickers, is who you're going to want to check there, Nico. Um, Nico, you can get if I can get Chuck Soup to link it for us, there should be a Discord for Tool, a server, and if you look in their server or ask in the general area, they will be able to help you find a local chapter that meets up in your area, hopefully. They have one in every state, I believe, at least one. So if you are in St. Louis, I believe that something in that area should exist. If anybody else knows Missouri, please let Nico know where some picking is going on there. Nice. Sorry guys, fighting Irish are on, and at my house that's a big deal. We are mixed. Um, you're welcome, Nico James. I do everything I can for everyone as possible. But yes, the Organization of Open Lock Pickers, TOOOL, Tool. Look them up. They have chapters all over the place, like a big motorcycle club group would. You can find one in your state. There are also different security conventions that tour around. The security conventions also have lockpicker villages, which is a cool place to meet people you don't know yet, to pick some locks and get some swag and stickers and that type of thing. So enjoy that. Yes, Chuck, I like the idea of challenge locks. I want to build some. I haven't tried one yet, but now I'm about to try Hogmaster here. Sorry, guys, this cherry dum dum's pretty good. Just trying to get my dry mouth going here. My medicine always makes my mouth dry. When I talk to you guys, it gets extra, extra dry. So, anyway, let me get things all squared back away here, and I will try to take a shot at the Hogmaster. Hogger than expected. I think for starters here, we will take let's take the Peterson tool out here and give it a crack, guys. It's good for fielding around. It's got kind of a deep on it, and it was free. So if I get a little too excited and tear something up, at least I'll know that I didn't tear up something that was paid good money for just yet. What will we use for the tensioner? Let's see if one of my sparrows curved will fit in that thing. Those are the ones I like to use the most whenever I'm on the vise here, especially. So let's see which one of them fits the Hogmaster Schlag here. That one's going to be a little small. Let's try the biggest one and see if it'll fit. Chuck Soup's not a member of the Tool Discord. Sorry, Chuck, I did not realize you need to join that one, bud. They're awesome. And thank you, G Keyman, for dropping the link. There you go, Nico. Um, you should just look through there. They will find you a lot of good stuff there. Um, yeah, that happens, Nico. And sometimes when there's a pretty girl looking for the job and you looking for the job, they just want to have, a pretty girl around. So I think we've all had that happen at least once in our lives. Oh, you don't need an invite for that one, Chuck. Some Discords you don't need an invite for, and Tool is an open one. So you don't have to get an invite to go to that one. You only need an invite for the Dog Pack and Unlocked and a few of the other ones. But LPU, you can get on LPU and you can get on Tool without an invite, as far as I'm aware of, guys. Let's see what Hogmaster has put in here for us. Or if I can do any kind of damage with picking this thing. Looking for the first binder, guys. Guess I could have looked at the key and told how many it is, but I don't like to do that. Just feels wrong. Alright, 3 has got something serrated or something going on in there. We got a click out of 4 and 5. And there's also a possibility of some crazy things that Mick doesn't even know about yet. Hogmaster might have put some gens in here. It might be counter milled. Challenge locks, you never know what you're dealing with, guys. This could be so many belt levels ahead of what I'm supposed to be messing with. But I am scared of nothing. Mountain Mick and his picks fear no lock. And we will give it a shot. Regardless of where we're supposed to be, we will still give it a shot anyway. I'd also, again, like to thank Miss Lady Locks for sending me this one. And of course, to thank Mr. Doc Hogmaster for building it whenever he did once upon a time, because without him building it, I wouldn't have it here today to play around with. So, way to go, Doc Hog. Thanks for building a cool lock. And I will try to get this thing open, guys. I think if there is not a list of any kind, I will send this to my boy Rock Out with Your Lockout, who is sending me a handful of goodies and challenge locks. He just told me the other day. So I told him I would check and see what the list looks like. Delbert will be receiving the first one that I build personally. I promised it to him already, but you can still get in the list. And Mountain Mick will, once Mountain Mick gets the supplies to build CLs, guys, don't worry. Mountain Mick will be cranking them out. I used to work at Amco Transmissions, and I used to work building motorcycle carburetors as well, guys. So the thought of building locks for all my friends to play with, like puzzles, really excites me. And I'm looking forward to starting my own little challenge lock lab workshop. So very much going to like that. Nico says, oh, wait, let me back up here. Chuck Soup says, I plan on having a round 4 for Mountain Mick if the package arrives in time. Well, awesome, Chuck. You can always repick one of the other ones that you already did if you really want, Chuck. I allow multiple picks of the same lock if you want to add more entries, sir. But I'm always more excited to see another lock being picked. So, yeah, if you get that thing in time, then absolutely, Chuck, give it a shot. Put it on in the contest. Good luck to you, sir. I would love to send you the winner package. For anybody curious right now, the package winner of this current contest will be receiving either an American A1100 with custom engraving and whatever color you want. We'll have to order it together, and I will have it mailed directly to you. So that way I don't have to worry about the shipping on this one. We will just email back and forth about what you want. You can have anything you want etched on it. You don't have to get Mountain Mick 250 sub giveaway or anything. I thought of doing that and having it done ahead of time, but because of all the options and the alternate two prizes, I figured that I would just wait and let the winner pick the same way I did with Lock Guy. Um, you'll be able to also choose if you would prefer whichever 44 Delta lock that you would like instead of the A1100. So, if for whatever reason you don't want another American or a custom engraved American in whatever color with engraving, that's okay. Mountain Mix got a prize or two that you can choose from besides that. You can get either the 44 Delta 1100 or you can get the 44 Delta Pack Lock. The Pack Lock 90A Pro is not one of the locks that we're picking in this contest. I may add it and some other blues to a future contest, but for the moment, it is not on the list, guys. However, it is one of the prizes. I figured since all of the locks are green belt level, that I would make the prize a blue belt lock possibility. So you can get a green or a blue lock out of this, guys. Basically, you can get one of the locks that you pick out of the list as a prize, the A1100. You can get it either engraved or from 44 Delta with black and all the cool logoing on it. Or, as I said, if you would prefer to go up to the next belt because you're done with all your green slamming from doing my contest, there will be a 90A Pro from 44 Delta also as an option. So feel free, guys, to pick that one if you win as well. Doesn't make any difference to Mountain Mick which one you get. They're all options, and all of them I will just have sent straight to you to further avoid all of this delay from mail in the middle stuff. The only reason I had the Master 77 mailed directly to my house first is because I ordered two of them, one for me to commemorate my first contest, and one for the lock guy. I also had about three or four things I wanted to throw in the package with it. So in the future, I will either have things to mail here ready to go, or if I order you something online, it will just get shipped straight to you with the package number, and I will send whatever other goodies I have for you separately, directly from where I am. So, anyway, guys, I am working to improve everything I can for the channel. Um, Again, this is a hobby thing. I'm not a professional, and I'm trying to make it as good or better every day as possible for all of you guys. So let me know how I can, and I will if I can, guys. Always. Because what I do for you guys, really at the end of the day, makes the channel fun, and you guys are the ones watching it. I'm going to be sitting here doing the same stuff either way, so I would prefer that it's enjoyable to all of you. Whether I'm enjoying myself or not is not important because I will be enjoying myself. Don't you worry about that. Let's see what we're talking about in here. Nico says, as far as clear locks go, do you get torn up easily too, like the acrylic ones? I've been raking one, and it seems like the core's so cheap on them. Even a $30 one, they don't last long, bro. I feel like Nico. Once you open a real lock, just put all those acrylics in a bag and show them to somebody else when they start picking. Those things are for show. They don't pick the same because they're made of plastic. They have terrible tolerances. They're made horribly. I don't like them at all. Even at this point, I have more trouble picking one of those. I've got a FNG kit one. I have more trouble picking one of those than a real Master Lock 3 every single time, guys. And it makes you get bad habits like looking at the lock or feeling for it the wrong way. And I usually just mention to everybody to speed through that as quickly as humanly possible. And when you do get it out of your way, um, I try to tell everybody just get to orange and green as quickly as you can, and yellows. Keep what whites and yellows you have to give yourself some comfort locks and some relief here and there. But never mind all that other stuff that you get from those guys. I would instead focus on getting better picks and saving your money for your better locks later on. All right. We got Dean P in the channel, and we got the new Dean, Dean T, aka Swamp Picker, Swamp Pimp. He got his 1100 in, so he is gonna be getting his green ASAP. I keep telling him if he keeps going at this rate, he is likely to pass me. And that's quite all. I pull for other people's success every day, Swamp. So get on in there, brother. Get your green belt, then get you a pack lock and pick it too. If you pass Mick on the way by, it won't hurt my feelings. I will be cheering you on. So do your thing, brother. I'm going to try this Reaper 50 next, guys. And I believe I'm going to try a Reaper number 4 for the picking part. So let's see what Mountain Mick can do with a Reaper 4 and a Reaper 50 in this Hogmaster hogger than intended. Let me try to scoot the vise up a little closer for you guys. Sorry I floated away on you, but the table's not huge. I'm still getting kind of used to what I do when I've got my vise on up here, guys. So thanks for bearing with me on that. Still never touched this lock before, guys, so I make no promises. But I figured instead of popping my way through the same old locks you guys see me play with every day, I would continue to challenge myself on the channel. And since I'm picking in the vice, it's easier for me to kind of keep an eye on the chat, talk to you guys, and if something does open, I will be even more excited because I'll be actually making progress. I've figured out over time that I spend a lot of time on lives and stuff, and people like to see you fail sometimes anyway, so they know that you're human and you're not BSing them. And I don't mind failing for you guys all the time, but I also like to succeed every once in a while for you guys. Knocking out that Georgia Gym 1100 on live the other day really inspired Mick to spend a little more time doing harder locks in front of you guys. I think we've all got to know each other well enough that I can be comfortable and candid with you. Oh man, that is a deep counter rotation. What have we got there? Anyway, as I was saying, I feel that all of you guys know where I'm coming from at this point. You have seen what Mick is capable of with easy locks, and while I will use them here and there for fun, for showing the channel, and for actually getting my necessary therapeutic opens in, I will also try to spend more time picking on some harder stuff here and there so I have time to progress a little bit. And so some of you aren't bored senseless by watching me pick the same rotation of 5 or 10 easy locks all the time. Because a lot of people do that, and I don't want to be that guy, guys. I don't care what other people do with their channel, but I've got different standards for myself here. And I will pick a master lock number 3 in hand here in a minute. So I'm not saying that I won't keep doing that stuff. I'm just saying that for me to progress as a picker and for my channel to progress as entertaining, we're going to need some other stuff going on. So here we are picking on a challenge lock, trying to have a little fun. And I like that, guys. I think that it's really good to challenge yourself. Let's see what we got going on in here. Dean P, I'm glad that you're here, sir. Got attacked by the vinegar chafe, huh? Nico says, I want to get this 10 pack of these lockout tagout locks. They're different, key different on Amazon. Guess they're only $40 for a 10 pack. Anybody pick those lockout tagouts? Yes, Nico. Lotto locks are actually really, really popular. Because of the plastic body, you can usually get them cheaper, but they're also very difficult to pick in a lot of cases. I've got a 410 Master Lock Lotto, and I've got a Pack Lock PL 410 Pro Lotto, and I've got an Abus 7440 Lotto. And they are all three some of the hardest locks I have. I have not opened any of the three yet, but if you're getting them for a deal like that, that's a good deal. And I'm sure if you decide you want to get rid of a few of them, it would be quite easy for you to turn around, sell them for a decent price people are happy about, and get all your money back and some free locks in the process. So yeah, I'd say go for it. I'd say pull that trigger. Get you some nice lottos. Oh, Dean, I did mention it, but this is a Reaper. Sorry, guy. I dropped everything just there, but that's all right. I wasn't making much progress. This is a Reaper number 4 in a 44 Delta Slim cloak, sir. Let me show you. The Reaper from Covert Instrument is a set of 5 picks that comes in this beautiful little package here. And it has the best turners that I own, just about, most likely. I'm a big fan of my Sparrow's curve turners as well, as many of you know. But the Reaper turners are a fantastic set. They've got the really fancy cut art on them, and they're etched. They got all the numbers and stuff. They've also got, where is it at? There's one little dot in this one. Anyway, there's a 1, 2, 3 dot setup in both sets of turners for giving you quick glance of the thicknesses, and the double-sided ones, unlike many other ones that are built, have little groove drop downs in them that make it easier to pick off the top of. Sorry, that one's the 40 from the FNG. That's why it looks a little different. I keep it in the same pack with them. But the Reaper turners have these little drop downs. That's a good place to put your finger and a good way to keep your turner out of the way when you're picking. So I love that they put that in there. On the other side, it's got the drop down cutouts, and they also have teeth in the top of keyways, so it grabs really, really good. And as I was telling you, the turners have a 1, 2, and 3 dot. You can see this one a little better. See the dots, guys. 1 and 3. 2 is the one I'm using right now. I love that. I think I'll even drill holes in the Sparrow's turners I've got in a similar fashion when I get another drill to play around with, because I like that setup so good. But yes, I am using currently a number 4 Reaper, which is a little deep. It's not the deepest one. The 5 is deeper. The Reaper's a good set because they're all in 20, not 25. So they're a little thinner, but a good Goldilocks medium thickness size. So they're a little more for intermediate pickers than beginners, but they're strong enough beginners can do well with them. They're basically like the echelon picks, only the echelons come round at the bottom. Um, Let me see, where is my... Oh, it's in the same... I put it in my set for everyday carry, but this is an echelon 25 medium hook. I would say it's basically the same exact profile as a Reaper number 3. It's a medium flat hook. So this is a really good one. It comes in the FNG set. you can get the FNG I was telling you about from Greg Potter that I mentioned earlier today, sir. So if you do, you'll get that acrylic lock that I don't care about, but you'll also get these two tools. This is the FNG right here. The FNG is the cheapest that I know of good quality starter set. I also like the Sparrow's Kickstart, which is 20 bucks and comes with a pouch. But this little kit right here comes with just one quint rake and one medium flat hook. And these two will get you started in both disciplines, raking and SPP. And honestly, just this medium flat hook 25 will easily pick you all the way to green, guys. You can make it to green belt with just this and some turners, guys. Promise you. Promise you. And the quint, I like to use the quint for rake jobs a lot. I like it a lot. It is a good one. I've actually got a perfect copy of it over here in my other kit that Zero Day Gear sent me. When Mr. Happy sent me a cool pair of tweezers. This is the Zero Day Gear tweezers. They are the kind that you squeeze to open, and it's got the little notched divot there for pins. These are some of the best tweezers known to man. They're pretty cheap over at Zero Day Gear. Zero Day Gear sends you a goodie every time that you order from them. So, when he sent me those, the goodie that I got was a quint rake with a plastic handle. Now, just for giggles, look at the quint rake from Zero Day and look at the quint rake from Covert Instruments. Look at that, guys. Matter of fact, let me lay one over the other just so you can see exactly how close it is. It's harder for me to do now because I've got handles on them and stuff. But look at this. Oops, sorry. Line it up for the camera. There we go. Oops. Sorry, guys. This is really hard to do since there's two of them splitting. But yeah, they are near identical, guys. All I can tell is one is a little pointier at the end, which is the not the FNG, and the Zero Day Gear is a little pointier at the end. The FNG is a little rounder at the end, but the frequency of the cycloids on these is pretty similar. I think that they work about the same, honestly. But because of that, I have them split between my kits. So the Zero Day lives over here with my Sparrows in the lab, and the FNG one lives in my Reaper case, which I have turned into my everyday carry. And let me just show you guys that really quick while I'm on the subject. As I said, the Reaper number 3 and the FNG medium flat are basically the same profile. The only difference is the FNG is a 25 while the Reaper number 3 is a 20. But check this out. Since it's magnetic, it'll be way easier for me to show you this one, guys. Look at this. That is the FNG flat and the Reaper number 3. Uncanny, isn't it? I think the Reaper is just a hair shorter, guys. But like I said, you're going to get the round size popsicle handles on the 25 FNG. If you get an echelon set, it'll be round like this. And then if you go to the Reaper will be cut with the corners like this. So, if you want to get nice 44 Delta handles or some Walt Cade handles or anybody else's handles, the Reaper is going to need its own, guys. But if you have the Echelon or the FNG or even a Greyhound dogleg, let me grab a dogleg and show you. Or if you have a multi-pick or a Southern Specialties, I am told, they are all about the same size, guys. The classic double popsicle stick is pretty universal at this point. So if you get handles for Echelon or whatever they're listed as on 44 Delta, they will fit your dogs. They will fit your multi-picks. I imagine a multi-pick high-low, which is a super nice rubberized handle, will also fit. It's a magnetic one that snaps on like these deltas. It's just got rubber on the outside instead of this 3D print plastic. 44 Delta is at the dog pack. Woof, woof. So I'm a big supporter of him and his stuff, and I was beforehand anyway. But as I said, Mr. Walt Cade, who does 3D prints, can also do some free prints for you if you send him a self-addressed stamped envelope. He will give you echelon handles, he will give you reaper handles, and dog pack greyhound handles, and he can make them any color you want. You just send him a self-addressed stamped envelope, and Walt will hook you up with however many you need, whatever size you need, and whatever color you need. He does the Reapers and the Popsicles, guys. So if you don't have 44 Delta money, but you can get a self-addressed stamped envelope, get a hold of Mr. Walt Cade, and Walt Cade will hook you up, guys. He keeps telling me to send people over there for him. Trust me, he's not going to be feeling funny that you came. He's going to be relieved that you came. So give him a shout. This is what I was going to show you guys really quick. As I told you the other day, I got these from Nick Matlack. Okay? And he sent me not only the Reaper, but he sent me the 44 Delta handles about a week later. I'm glad he did that because I would have been spoiled and a handle snob like I already am, and I would have went straight to using them this way. But because they came in at different times, I was able to use the Reapers without them for a little bit. They do work fantastic. The feedback is excellent, but it does give you a little bit of picker finger. Um, Let me see if it'll focus, guys. I've got a callus really deep here on my middle finger where I always rub against the pick, and my thumb also has a really big spot on it that you can see right there. See that thumb, guys? That one blister there, that's a picker. It's a picker callus. So I've even got a little bit of one on my index finger. So where I'm pinching it, dragging it, and keeping it against my middle finger, I got a bunch of calluses. Did I put the heat shrink on my covert handles? Yes, Nico James, I did. Thank you for asking. Mr. Happy sent me some, and I've still got some spare. If you need some, Nico, let me know, and maybe I can get some in the mail for you. I won't promise it'll be soon, but all it is this stuff right here. This is marine grade shrink tubing. Make sure you get the marine grade because it's got glue inside of it. And I've got a video, Nico, showing how I did it if you're curious. So, check out my 3 or 4, I think 5 was how it turned out. I've got a 5-part mini series showing the process of me putting those on. It's really simple. You just cut it to where you want. I've got a big tube of it now that Mr. Happy sent me. Thank you, Mr. Happy, for the tubing. I'm a handle snob, Nico, so yes, all of my FNG do not come with that. They just come standard with that out of the way, and it looks like a regular metal pick. I also did the same thing to my dog legs. So, as a handle snob who already gets plenty of beating on his hands, these big old paws I got, I still left the end cut out. Why? Because I like to see the art and the numbers on them that dictate what is actually the size of the pick. I didn't want to cover that, especially the art on the Greyhound from Southern Specialties. It's got the great dog head on it there, and it also, as you can see, has sizes on the sides, guys. So it's got 0.6, 0.5, 0.4 millimeter, which is 25, 20, and 16 thousandths of an inch. So I really love that Greyhound and SS did it on both sides, both kinds of measurements, and I love the little dog symbol. Um, this is a standard dog leg, and again, I like to hold the pick about like this most of the time and work my way sliding it in and out, popping it back like this, and sometimes even moving my thumb for a deep one the way Skip does. But anyway, you can hold it all those ways, or you can have your index finger over the top, which is more of a pencil style. So for anybody not knowing about that, this is the pencil style, guys. You hold it between your fingers like this. I usually have the back resting here on this knuckle. Some people prefer it down in the corner of their hand. I like it on my knuckle up here. So that way I can feel it against my knuckle. That's where I get a lot of the back feedback, guys. I don't feel it as well here. I feel it through my bone here. So anyway, I like to keep my middle finger against the pick to where I can feel what's coming through the shaft. Anyway, I also like to pinch right behind where the shaft is. I can actually feel, especially on my Mokies. My Mokies have a screw through the tang right there. So I like to pinch the screws right there. I can actually feel through there, guys. So I feel it here in the back. I feel it here in the pinch, and I feel it here in my middle finger. The reason I hold it this way is the classic chopstick, and basically that allows me, let me show you in a lock, that allows me to stick it in there, and what I do is like mini pickers, I use my middle finger to kind of hold myself propped up, gauge the distance, and tell how far in and out I've got myself so I can keep track of minute movement. And I keep it on the bottom side most of the time so I can slide over the top, lift with my finger when necessary, and work it back and forth like that. Sometimes I'll bring my thumb back for a hard lift. That's kind of like Skip does. He keeps it kind of pinched between the two like this and does an upward curl like a come here type of thing. And so you can go chopstick, which is like I was talking about with the middle finger. I've seen Rune Smith and some other people use the chopstick like I do, only they use their ring finger for the mounting purpose, and they just use their middle finger for the feeling and lifting. So you can do it that way and get a lot of good moving around too. And there's also pencil. Like I said, pencil is kind of just using your index finger more for the feel part. So a lot of people do it that way. You can still feel through your index finger. It gives you an overhanded type of feel, and it's a good way to go too. I switch between all three of those, guys. Just depends on what I'm doing in there. And of course, I would be remiss if I did not mention that while I do like to rake like this, same way, middle finger there, two fingers jigging it back and forth for scrubs. I also rock this way, and I will go full overhand at times. Full overhand rocking and raking is just me basically putting my paw over it and getting myself a different feel for it. So do what's comfy for you guys. That's all that really matters when you're picking. If you're comfortable, you're going to have the best results. You want to get the most feel out of your pick as possible. That's what I try to do. And let me get back to showing you real quick what I was talking about, and then I'll get back to picking. This is what the Reapers look like all stacked together in a big Wolverine claw. Rawr! And I like to do the Freddy Krueger with mine, leave them all stacked. But today I split them all up and put them in my nice rack that I got from Mr. Waltcade. It's another great place to put them on the desk. The magnets are so strong they do still try to grab each other. So I have to leave them a little spaced away from each other and try not to get them too close to my Moke tools, or they will also try to grab my Mokies. But anyway, guys, that's really what we got going on there. I'll leave one propped right there. Oh, that's the 5. Let's put the 5 back over here with Raph. And, yeah, so I've still got the 4 in my hand. So to answer your question, I was picking with the 4 Reaper. I'll probably go back to it in a second, maybe even try going down to the 3, because I seem like I might have had a little too much lift going on this Doc Hogmaster. Now, since I still carry this EDC, of course I've got my maces in it at all times. You guys know I don't leave home without my mace 1 and 2 with the Waltcade card. If you haven't seen it for whatever reason, here is my mace setup, guys. That's the turner. It's double-sided, top and bottom of keyway. These two maces are from Mace 2, and this turner, that is the Mace 2 set. The Mace 2 is called dog-eared, and the reason why is because the maces have the dog ear for top of keyway on them. The other maces are Mace 1 set. The Mace 1 set was the original design. It comes with a triple peak and a single pin pick medium flat. Number 2 comes with the better turner that I insist upon you getting, and I've picked it with the maces too, guys, but the turner works better, and it does come with a double and a triple. This is supposed to be like a double snake, and this is known as a worm because it's a smoothed out version of the triple. Anywho, what I've decided to do for my EDC is I leave my Reapers here with my Moke, okay? So when I'm out in the wild, I've still got all my Reaper turners. I've still got my Sparrow's Escort that I always carry, and my Sparrow's Curved Turners that I always carry. Thanks to Georgia Jim for both of those. I love the Reaper case. Let me show it for anybody who hasn't seen it before. It comes with this really sweet removable Reaper patch, and because there's a big Velcro here, you can put any other insignia there or leave it sterilized if you're in the military or police or something like that. Um, I have changed this setup a little bit. I have a spare McTickler that is not part of my kit, thanks to Mr. Nick Matlack. I also have one of my handles that I put on there like this. Um, but this is a Reaper number 2, a McTickler in a 20. So I've got a 20 size hook. And then beside it, I've got my FNG, which is the same as a Reaper 3, but it's thicker. So I've got a 25 and a medium hook. So that gives me a 25 and a 20 in my EDC. Then I've got this Peterson, which I'm told is about a 18 or 19, and it's a deep hook. So that kind of gives me a low, medium, high. And then to round out the set, I put my FNG 25 quint rake in there. So I've got a low, medium, high, a quint, and I feel like for everyday carry purposes, that's all I'm really going to need, guys. My maces will handle the rest, and my Sparrow Escort is on backup duty and sometimes first call duty. So I feel like that's all I really need when I'm away from the lab. I don't really do any picking. It's all really just for emergency and for practice. I do carry some locks around with me and practice, guys. That's how I keep sharp when I'm on the road riding around or traveling. Well, let's see what's going on in the chat since I've been so busy running my jaw. And let's get caught back up and then do some picking some more. I think the Hogmaster I'll give another try. And then maybe I'll pop a Master 3 and go back to the 90A Pro. I don't want to keep you guys all night. We're at 2 hours now, but I'll probably roll for about maybe up to another hour most. Woof, Labs. I see you ain't heard a wolf in a while. There you go. As a matter of fact, you set off a chain reaction. Let me get a hashtag dog pack from everybody who's here that's in the dog pack already. If you're not in the dog pack, let Mountain Mick know. We will get you invited so you can get in there. Swamp Picker has changed his name officially. Way to go, Dean T. You now appear as Swamp Picker. We will remember that you are DNT and not DNP, but I think that DNP will be happy to see he's the Dean again, and you, sir, have a very cool name now, so I think it's a good thing for everybody. So everybody welcome Swamp Picker under his name Swamp Picker. He's a Florida swamp guy, and I'm glad to see somebody bringing the swamp out to Picking World. Nico says, cool man, I noticed they slip out of my hands when they get sweaty. Yes, Nico, that is exactly why I am a handle snob. My hands sweat a lot too when I'm working on some of this stuff. So I really feel that besides the blisters and all of that, besides the comfort, it is for grip. I really enjoy having the extra grip of a rubber on there. I enjoy my Sparrows rubber dipped for the same reason. And I got to tell you, These 44 Delta handles, the Walt Cade handles are cross-hatched and also grab really well. And the Moke Workshop originals as well, I'm told, as the 44 Delta, which I have no doubt because of how good my Reaper Deltas are. But Delta also makes some Shiraz handles to go on the Moke Workshops. So give those a try sometime if you want to dress up your Moke Workshop in something besides the beautiful lime green or black that they come in. With the $90 set, you can choose which of the Evos you want. That's true, Chuck Soup. I think they should give you a $90 build set, Chuck, to where you can pay $90 and pick any of the picks that you want out of all four Evos and do a build it kit. But then again, I also wish that they would just go ahead and put all the Apex tools in the chop shop. When they do that, let me know, guys. I'll buy some of them. Until then, I'm really fond of my Jimmy Longs. I think he does it better, does it cheaper. I'm not convinced by anybody that I'm wrong about that. I love Covert Instruments and what they do, but on a fucking best day ever, excuse my language, I would say get yourself the Reaper and the Delta handle. Pass on the Apex. If you want the Apex style picks, go give your money to Jimmy Longs. You'll get more picks. They'll be better quality. You'll be happier all the way around. And you can save all that money for your Companion Pro that is obviously super expensive, but also very nice. So, it's all about spinning where you should, guys. Get some Reapers and some Delta handles. Get some Jimmy Longs instead of that Apex stuff. The Apex case is limited. They won't put it in the chop shop until they're good and ready and have sold a bunch. Same with the FU pick that goes on the Companion Pro. I'd love to see it in the chop shop. I won't hold my breath for it to happen because I know how they sell stuff, but I can't say bad things about their tools because I love them and they're fantastic. I just don't like the way their sales are done sometimes, guys. But anyway, I'm just hoping that they do it better for all of us. I'll continue to buy their stuff as well. I will just be more picky and choosy about it because I am not that wealthy. And I wouldn't have all these nice tools if not for the kindness of Nick Matlack and of my boy Professor, Lockpicking Professor Classic Stang sent me the mokes. And I bought the Sparrows and the Jimmy Longs that I have, guys. So everything else has been a blessing from somewhere. But yes, don't worry, Swamp Picker. I will be keeping my Moke workshops. They're very near and dear to me. But when I get to Florida, I will play around. I'll let you use them if you promise to let me use your Law Lock tools that you just got sent your way. Because I heard Mr. Swamp Picker has got himself some Andrew Law Lock tools sent his way. He got the big old Ridgeback set on sale, which is a fantastic deal right now, guys. And he also was wise enough to pay 44 Delta's light bill this month by ordering himself a set of handles for those Ridgebacks. He's going to be picking like a UK professional very soon. So I'm happy for him about that. Don't worry, the shipping nightmare will be over one day. We'll all be rolling in Moke tools. And until then, those law locks will keep you very, very happy, sir. Yes, Nico, the Apex is expensive for $90 in the case, $180. The other Evo 2, 3, and 4. And you can get a McTickler by itself, Nico. You can just go to the chop shop and order a McTickler if you really want. Um, I'll look and see if I've got an extra one laying around too, Nico. I think I promised out the ones that I got. Mr. Nick Matlack originally sent me 3 or 4 before he sent the Reaper. I will see if I can find one that I can part with for you. But you can get a McTickler, and all of the Reaper profiles are actually, as I'm aware of, sold separately. Don't quote me on that. I'm going to need somebody to tell me for sure if that's the case. I know you can get a McTickler separately because that's how my friend bought 12 of them. Anyway, the black handles are 25, the green are 20. Is that how it works, Chuck? I've had people order the black or green in either. I think that's just the way people like doing it. I know they do make both sizes. Maybe Chuck's talking about the Evo right now, actually. I'm sorry, Chuck. I think I'm not even talking about the same thing you are. The Mokies come in green or black. They only have 19 size in these. They may have the other ones they make in 15. These are the extra, guys. These aren't the regular flat hooks. These are the extra model that come in the Gold Digger. So they've got a little more shank on the shaft. That's why they look kind of like a Jimmy Long. They're better for noobs like me, so I don't break these beautiful things. And I'm glad because I like them the way they are. I've even had Elroy's Toys and the legendary Georgia Jim both tell me. Georgia Jim told me that these from the Gold Digger set are his favorite moke workshops, and he's got them all. I'm pretty sure he's got a really good video where he shows off this exact set with gold handles. Georgia Jim is a treasure to this community, guys. Let's see what you guys are still talking about. The Sparrows Vorax XXL, that type of thing, Nico. Being the resident Sparrows man slash expert, I have to say, Nico, the Vorax is loaded with lots of picks. Um, I would probably personally advise you to buy individually from Sparrows and build your own kit. The Vorax is loaded and a good value. I just feel like if you were going to spend $200 on picks, Mountain Mick could help you build a better set of all Sparrows for one, of Jimmy Longs and Sparrows and Covert for two. $200 is a lot of money for picks, my friend. So maybe don't get it all from one place. I know Sparrows wouldn't love hearing me say that, but as a friend of the picker abroad and the lock sport community, um, I would say if you have money, go ahead and get the board. It's not a bad set or anything. I'd love to have one to play around with. All I'm saying is I only spent about $75 on mine when I got my first set. That's what I want you to really think about here. Let me take out the stuff that doesn't belong really quick. If I remove all the stuff that doesn't belong and show you just my Sparrows kit, Nico, you'll see what I mean. Okay, check this out, Nico. Follow me for just a moment, Nico. This is a Sparrows comp case. It folds over backwards. You see me use it all the time on here because it snaps back like that. But it is a great folding case. It's got the nice Sparrows symbol. It zips shut. It'll hold a decent amount of stuff in here, all right? I have on this side these four over here that you see. This one, this one, this one, and this one. That is the hooker set. Over here, these three are the SSD set, and this in the middle is a monkey paw. Down here you will see, and over here you will see, Turner 1 set is here with some of the double-sided over here, and then the rest of these are the flat knurled and flat heavy. Okay, I got all of that for about 75 bucks, I think. So that's how I started in lock sport, was just with that. I know what you're thinking though. There's no rakes in there. And you'd be right. I did get an FNG set right after that with my Greg Potter bundle. So because of that, very shortly afterward, another hook and a quint rake. So that's the FNG, just those two. I got those with about 15 locks for 75 bucks from Greg Potter. So that was a good deal for me. All right. So let me say that there you would have about 130, 140 bucks altogether. You'd have all these Sparrows, an FNG, all that stuff would fit in this Sparrows case, and you would still have enough money left over Just give me a second. I'll put this up and then I'll show you. But if you did all of that and got the exact same sparrows that I've got, and the FNG, and all the locks that Greg Potter will send you, which is white through yellow, mind you. I'm sorry, white through green. So you'll get white through green, about 15 locks, an FNG set, and all those sparrows for about 140, 150 bucks. Okay, so that still leaves you a little bit of playroom for a 200 and some dollar set, right? Well, the reason I said hold on a second is because what I bought next is these right here. All right, the Jimmy Longs gym hooks. Now, I would not recommend going straight to gym hooks. I would tell you instead to probably get the intermediate set, maybe the beginner and intermediate set, but you can still have it for around the same price. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the Gym Hooks 19 set, and an added low gym to make all four the full set. That's in 19. And then these three beside it are the gym hooks in 15. So that means that between my sparrows and my FNG and my jimmies, I've got size 25, size 20, size 19, and size 15. Four sizes of pick thickness. And obviously plenty of different profiles in low, medium, and deep. Now that's a lot of picks, not a lot of rakes, but you can add a couple of Jimmy triples for like $4 or $5 a piece, or you can add whatever sparrows. I think you can add the whole sparrows rake set of four. I would recommend getting either the murder rakes from Lock Noob on sparrows or the Christina Palmer Waves one from sparrows. In either case, you're talking about like maybe 15, $20. In any case, I really think you can get a multi-size, vast picking experience out of that for cheap, and it would go better for you. And I would be just doing it dirty if I didn't mention the Greyhound during. You can get a set of dog legs. These three picks right here are in one in each size. So you'll at least have one hook in all three sizes. And it's a really good hook. It's got these little notches in it like a monkey paw, but it's a low reach, so you're not going to bump into a lot of stuff on the way. This set costs $10.99, okay? $10.99 for three really good picks. You're not going to find that most places. And if you want to just start out with it, if I were to take just one of these out, it would be like the Longhorn set. It would look like it and everything. So if you go to Greyhound or Southern Specialties and get the starter set, you can pick either the regular Greyhound dog legs like these or the heavies. You'll still get a chaos rake, so we'll grab this one to represent a chaos rake, even though it's a different one. And then you will get the three double-sided Turner Longhorn style with it. And you'll get it all in a nice little leather pouch. So you'll get three hooks, a nice rake, and a set of turners all in a little pouch. And I think Greyhound and Southern are only charging like $35 or something for that set. And that might even be more than it is. I'll have to have somebody double check that. But what I'm trying to say is, as much as I love sparrows, I'm not telling you don't buy some sparrows. They are magically fantastic. But I am telling you from Locksport experience that buying a big set, especially for somebody who is new, is not the best way to spend your money. So that's just my little lesson for the day on what to buy in Locksport, guys. And then once you've got a little further down the road, if you only bought a small kit, like just a Reaper or just the Sparrows that I got for like $70, then just start with that. It'll take you all the way to green very easily. Then you'll still have money left over for more locks. You'll have money left over for buying a set like these beautiful Mokies here. These Mokies The 4 of them with the handles probably cost my buddy somewhere in the neighborhood of 80 to 90 bucks, I would wager. He might have got them on a better deal than that, but I'm just telling you, retail on German picks is going to be a little higher than buying something domestic, guys. So just know that you can get into some pretty quality stuff from Sparrows and from Covert Instrument and from Jimmy Long's, all right here in America or North America, Canada, Mexico, and you can make a lot better use of your money. You can save the exquisite foreign picks for when you know you love the hobby. You've got a little more money to invest, and when you're ready to, guys, you don't need that kind of stuff to pick your way through the first several months. That's the kind of stuff you're going to need 6 months to a year in. You don't need that stuff on day one, guys. Save some money for locks. Save some money for cool t-shirts and stickers and swag. Save some money for the future when you decide to go into dimples and levers and all the other styles. You're going to need new tools for that. Or if you need a vise and things like that, you're going to need money for that. So don't blow it all on picks. That's all I'm saying, guys. You can pick your way through a ton of locks with literally one decent flat hook. Sparrows. Oh, sorry. That's the SSD. But seriously, guys, what I'm trying to say is any one of these picks right here, the Greyhound, the Jimmy Long, the Covert, or the Sparrows, you could take any one of these picks, guys, and a decent set of turners and pick your way to at least green belt, maybe all the way to black belt if you've got the skill. You don't need a ton of pick profiles to learn to pick, guys. It's nice to have them. It makes it easier in certain scenarios, but George Jim's got a video, and I know he's not all of us. He's a legend, but he's got a video where he uses this exact tool that I've got in my hand. He sent it to me. This is the one. All right. He picked white to black belt. He's got a video out there. He picked white to black belt using just this very escort here, guys. It's only got 3 rakes and 3 picks on it, guys. It's got a flat hook. It's got a half diamond, and it's got an offset hybrid, also known as a DeForest diamond. That's it, guys. That's all you need to succeed. Anyway, sorry to get off on the rant there, but trying to save my boy Nico some money and properly guide you a little better. Seen Lady Locks present it. Took a lot of talking, but she gave so for EDC that will probably be my go-to. Oh, okay. Cool. The Cover Companion Pro is nice, Nico. It's a little expensive for my taste, but it does have the FU pick on it, which looks very good. It's also got a ton of bypass stuff on it for bypass fun. I have no bypasses. I'm more into the picking of locks and the raking of locks. So I don't own any bypasses yet, guys. I don't have anything wrong with them. I will have some in the future. But since I'm not a locksmith and I don't get much pleasure from just a quick open, that's just me. I don't have an arbiter set, a bunch of bypasses, the EOD set from Sparrows, or a Covert Companion Pro. Now, if I had the money, I'd probably go ahead and grab one. It's nice. Law Lock Tools is what he's talking about. Swamp is talking about Law Lock Tools, LLT. And yes, that 50% off deal on the Ridgebacks, it's because they're going out of business. But yes, I would also agree that right now, that is one of the absolute best deals for a new picker. It is a huge set, 25 pieces, guys. It's a 25-piece set. It's got massive handles on it. Before you even put handles, it's all metal. Andrew Law Tools. He has Ty Peen and Christina Palmer help him make them. The set has a ton of rakes, a ton of picks, single pin style hooks. And Lawlock makes some of the absolute best turners on the market, guys. So the Lawlock set is going to have turners that look more like my etched sparrows here. Really nice, big, flat turners, guys. But Lawlock is known to make some of the best turners in the absolute entire world. It is 301 high yield steel, like the Jimmy Longs and the Coverts and the Mokies, a handful of other makers. Lawlock in UK is the Jimmy Longs of the UK, I like to call them. They are one of the best sets possible, and I don't know, Swamp Picker could tell you what he paid for that, but that is a huge, beautiful set for a low price. And then you can also add the 44 Delta handles that I told Swamp to get. I actually saw Greyhound picking with some of those same tools today. He has the law locks. He also has his law locks in some 44 Deltas. And those are some nice stuff, guys. They're every bit as nice as the Moke tools. Greyhound actually said he gifted his Moke tools to Broke Picks. And he's using those law locks in place of them, guys. So believe me when I say they are fantastic picks. Do I prefer 25 or 20? Nico James. I prefer whatever the largest thing I can fit in a keyhole is. The largest thing in the keyhole will give me the most feedback, the least side to side movement by accident, and for that reason, whatever I can fit in here. Same with the turners. I take the biggest turner I can fit, and I take the biggest thickness of pick that I can fit, which is one of the reasons why my sparrows get so much work, because my sparrows are 25s. Everything else I own is in 20 or smaller, guys. And it's like that for a reason, because everything else I own is for exquisite Euro picking and paracentric keyways. My sparrows here in the North America rate are going to open 80% of locks that I encounter. So I have no reason to pull out my Mokies and my Reaper and my Jimmy Longs in day-to-day life. These 25 size sparrows will mow their way through 80% of locks I'm likely to actually come by in my day-to-day life in America and in all of North America. So everything else is for hobby and for show, guys. I use the biggest thing that'll fit because Bosnian Bill taught me that that was the way. And by me, I mean all of us in videos. I don't know him personally. I would love to, but the man is a sparrows and lock picking legend, and he is retired from the game, I've heard. So we will see if I ever get to meet the Bosnian Bill. Lock picking lawyer used to work with him for sparrows and then went out on his own and created Covert. I'm a big fan of him too. Just wanted to mention that for anybody who didn't remember. Do 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 do. Yeah, we're over 2 hours, Chuck. We will continue to roll for just a little while longer here. Not too much. Mostly, I've just been talking and answering questions in this one. I didn't have a ton of things to show you guys today, but I wanted to do some picking, and I love to do hanging out. And I'm glad to see that many of my friends who are knowledgeable showed up and are exchanging fantastic ideas and advice with each other in the chat. So thanks everybody for coming to have a good time, hang out with each other. Nico, Swamp Picker, DNP, Chuck Soup, all you other guys, I got massive love for you. Thanks for hanging out with Mountain Mick. I will continue to mess around, do a little more picking, and I guess somewhere by about 3 hour mark, we will shut it down, and hopefully somebody else will be carrying on later. Because I'd love to have something to watch, but if not, I'll watch football and racing. So it'll be all good either way, guys. Now I'm gonna take a Reaper number 3, since that's what got us into this conversation. I'm gonna use the number 3 this time. I'm going to go back into this lock that was created by Doc Hogmaster. And this time I think I'm going to try using one of my super long double-ended Moki style, longhorn style turners, guys. We'll go top a keyway with it. and see if I can make any difference in this thing this time. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. It'll all be worth fun either way. All right, Dean P. Dean P has decided he will be the heir to the throne, guys. So get yourselves strapped up and ready. Dean P is going to probably do a live whenever I finish. And in classic fashion of lock sport, we will do the old jumper. So, yes, Dean, whenever you decide to make your way into the live, I will be happy to send everybody directly over your way and come hang out myself. Thank you, sir. Making a little bit of progress in this thing, guys. I've got a couple of set clicks and roll forwards. We'll continue to see if I can get this Hogmaster lock open. I really want to be able to send this to rock out with your lockout soon, if the rules allow. Just got to make sure with Lady Locks that there isn't somebody already waiting for this lock. If they were, I probably would have known by now, because I've been holding on to it for a couple weeks, guys. It's always polite to ask first. You don't want to send a challenge lock that you don't own all on a tour it didn't belong on. Sometimes there's a list and people are patiently waiting for you to finish and send it to them. So make sure when you get a challenge lock that you ask about the list and who is next before you start promising anybody anything or sending anything. Alright, we got some clicks going on in there. Seems like 2 and 3 swapped positions. One went up and the other went down. So we definitely have some spooling and serrated going on in there. I don't know what Hogmaster has going on in here, but it's definitely got an interesting feel to it. If I get it open, I will gut it and show you guys. 1 second, guys. There we go. Let me get a sip of this drink. Thank you, Nico. I'm glad you're enjoying this session. Basically, I've been trying to answer a lot of your questions, but I personally invited you to this one. And because you didn't get to see last live, one of the main reasons I had this one was so you could come hang out with us. So thank you for showing up. Thank you for engaging me with some questions that are worth asking and finding the answers to. And I hope that my friends in the chat have been helpful with you as well, because we're always aiming to improve the lock sport experience for all of our friends in lock sport. So thank you for coming, and thank you for asking some good questions. Definitely makes the show better when I have some good questions in the chat. So appreciate you coming as always, Nico. You're always welcome here. You are one of us. One of us. One of us. I got the forward movement on 3, guys, and 2 as well. We're making a little progress on this Hogmaster. If I keep at it, we might get lucky enough to get an open. I think it's only a 5-pin, guys. Most of these mortise are either 5 or 6. I'll have to feel around in a second and double check which one we're dealing with here. But I am feeling like I'm making a little progress. Maybe that's the trick. Oh no, I dropped 1 or 2 on that push up. Hogmaster's got some kind of trick in here for sure. Whenever I go to lift that 4th or 5th one, it likes to drop a couple. So I think much like a pack lock or a 410 lotto, it's got maybe a solid check pin in there. It's caused me some drama. But we'll continue to pick around it and see what I can do. Yes, everybody, feel free to exchange your subs with each other. If anybody wants to drop any links in the sub, let one of my guys know. My Blue Wrench guys will be happy to assist you with linking to each other's stuff. But I will just tell you freely and ahead of time that if all you want to do is sub each other's pages, the easy way is to click on each other's avatar circle beside your name and hit follow to page, and it will take you there where you may sub. I like to counter sub everybody who subscribes to Mountain Mick. If you are subscribed to Mountain Mick and don't see Mountain Mick as a subscriber to you, then here is what's happened. You can have privacy set to where nobody sees when you subscribe to their channel. So if you're subscribed to me, but I'm not subscribed to you, the reason why is because you aren't visible on my end. So send me a message and say, hey, Mick, I subscribe to you, but I am set up private. Will you please return my sub? And I will very gladly give you your sub back. I like to see what you guys. I like to see what you guys are up to as well. Oh, they can't, GK man. I didn't know that. I thought everybody could follow the link to the page as far as the avatars go. I was not aware of that, GK. Thank you. Well, if anybody has any trouble with links, let me know. And as long as it's not anything ridiculous or unacceptable, I'll have GK Man or one of the Blue Wrench guys shoot you a link down in the chat, guys. My goodness. I think Hogmaster is going to have to be another day, guys. And I'm not surprised. Challenge lock, first attempt. I figured why not? It'd be fun for the live. And I don't seem to be getting it all the way. I've got some progress on it a few times. I can feel at least 2 or 3 sets where I get the click and then the tension turner goes forward. That's how you know you're making your way through, guys. Your binder is lifted to shear, and you'll feel a very minute forward roll towards the breakover when you lift one. Then you'll also find that a new one is binded, and that's the one you got to lift next. And so on, rinse and repeat. Sometimes when you lift one, you'll drop another. You got to work your way back through and lift them back up. And if you get it all lined up, lifted to shear just right, it will do what's called breaking over, which means everything's cleared out of the way, and it finally rolls over enough for you to say, hey, this thing's picked. And then you put a little more turner on it. Then you crank that turner tension up and go ahead and spin the cord, and it'll unlock like you've got a key in it. That is the end result we're looking for. Scooby? There's a guy named Scooby? We got a football player named Scooby Williams in here, guys. Where is Blue Scooby right now? I got to tell him about this. There we go. 2 is a spool or something, guys. Just can't get it to set the way it's supposed to. Yes, exactly. GK Man makes a good point, guys. He said this one right here that I've been playing with is called a challenge lock for a reason. That's right, GK. I figured when I saw it was from a Dr. Hogmaster, who's number 3 on the list of LPU guys, that it would not be a pushover of a lock. When somebody who is a top level, top 5 in the LPU class ninja sends out a challenge lock, you can bet that it's not going to be a pushover. So I just wanted to take my wildest shot at it here in front of all of you. First time shot picking it. I will continue to work on this one in the future, and we'll see what goes on with that, guys. Definitely would love to show you guys what it looks like if and when I can actually pick this thing. I am not a lock ninja yet. I'm still building my chops, guys. Scooby intercepted. Did the intercepting anyway. He's a corner for who's he playing for, Dad? Texas A&M. Scooby Williams. Notre Dame's winning, but they just threw an interception to Scooby. So come on, Scooby. Come on, Scooby. Stop messing up the game for my Fighting Irish. You're right, Nico. I will get it, but it might not be today. I may have to switch it up here in a second for us, guys, just so I can get a little bit of pop relief out before this video is over. I didn't expect, honestly, guys, GQ man, I didn't expect to actually open a Doc Hogg challenge lock first attempt on the live here. I'm still actually riding a little high from opening that Georgia Gem A1100 that he gifted me on the last live with Labs. So, super stoked that happened. I'm actually going to gift that lock to Labs, guys. I decided today while I was talking to my boy Labs that Georgia Gem sent me a lot of goodies. And that lock was one of them. But I can keep the escort he sent me and the black flags that he sent me. And since Labs was there and was the one who inspired me to go live that night, and he was there to watch me and hang out with me while I did that lock, I believe I will be sending it to him. I told him today if he would be so kind as to be honored and receive it, that I would send it his way. And he also does not have a particular. So I told him I would happily send him the Georgia Gem A1100 and a McTickler for him to play around with because he's a great guy and he deserves some blessings, guys. So I'm going to try and send some blessings his way. And that's what we like to do for each other here in Locksport. I could tell he didn't at first want to accept. And normally I don't give away my gifts, but Georgia Jim sent me that lock for me to enjoy it and open it. And I did both of those things. And now I believe that I should pass it on. And I think Labs will really enjoy keeping it forever. I already talked to him about it. So don't ask him for it, guys. I'm going to send it to him as a gift from me to him to commemorate our friendship and that sweet live open that almost never happened, but did because of him. And he's going to have a really cool red 1100 that has a backstory. Came from Georgia Gym to Mountain Mick, and it will be going to him to live forever in his collection. So, looking forward to sending that out to you, Labs. You're a great dude. I hope you see this sometime if you're not here still. Big love for you, buddy. Also enjoyed watching you with Broke Picks the other day. All right, guys. I think the Hogmaster has me beat for right now. We'll come back to this another time. I'd also like to mention, for anybody who does not know or have not heard me talk about it today, oops. For anybody who doesn't know or hasn't heard me talk about it today, tomorrow I have my interview with Lockpicker 1969. Dean P is live now, guys. So I'm going to start wrapping things up and get my butt over there to watch him. Sorry to end quickly on you, but I don't want to be stepping on Dean's toes. He's obviously in the mood, and I told him I would do the run. So here's the deal, guys. Let me flip it around and talk to you real quick, and I will say my goodbyes. I'll do my cleaning up afterward. You don't have to stick around for that. So here's the deal, guys. Tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., I have my interview with Lockpicker 1969. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to try to remember all the shout outs and whatnot so I don't leave anybody out. But anyway, I'll be doing that first thing in the morning tomorrow, 8 a.m. I believe you can listen along live at 8 a.m. Eastern Time on the Discord channel of Lockpicker 1969. I will personally take the time to re-record the whole thing from phone to phone or laptop to phone or whatever, so I can upload it to my YouTube, and that so you guys can listen to it whenever you have your time. It will also be in his archive if you have time later. So get on Discord, make friends with Lockpicker 1969. I'll try to get you a link real quick. And yeah, my interview's tomorrow. If you would like to hear it and to know more about Mountain Mick, check it out live there. I will try to re-upload it here on the channel for you guys. All right. So for everybody who is here, thank you for coming. Thank you, GK Man. If you look, guys, before you go anywhere, there is a link for Lockpicker 1969 in the chat. That will take you to his YouTube channel. He will be broadcasting the audio, I'm sure, on his YouTube. So that is where you can follow along, guys. If you want to hear my interview live in the morning, it will be 8 a.m. Listen to it on the way to your work or something. Actually, it's Sunday too, so maybe as you're getting up and ready for church. But at any rate, I will be on there in the morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time. I will be telling part of my life story, the better parts anyway, and whatever else he likes to ask tomorrow morning. Um, so check that out. Go over to the Lockpicker 1969 YouTube and subscribe. If you have not already done an interview with him, set something up with him, guys. He's really easy to deal with. He's great at what he does. Also, should mention our buddy Labs, who I've mentioned a couple times tonight. He has the very next interview after mine, guys. So, looking forward to seeing Labs' interview as well. I will be watching that one. You can also go back and watch interviews from pickers like Lady Locks, Broke Picks, and Broke actually interviews Lockpicker 1969 in an episode as a shoe on the other foot type of thing. So, if I could get one more link from you, GK Man, please, if you would be so kind as to link Dean P in the chat for everybody. That's where we're all headed, dude. Let's do the big old YouTuber jump and get our butts from here on Mountain Mick over to DNP. Let's watch what he's doing with his stuff tonight. Um, have a great night, everybody. Let me thank everybody. See you in the chat. Nico, thank you for coming. Thank you for telling me that you missed it the other night. I'm glad we got to get you in here and have a great time with you having a sesh on board. I'm glad I got to answer some of your questions. You can always DM me for some direct advice if you need some more help with something, Nico. And yeah, I would be usually GK. You know me, I'm a two phones and a laptop multitask guy, but this has got me tied up with everything anyway. Oh, GK is also telling me that there's already a link for Dean in the chat if anybody needs that, guys. So that's all I got for you guys. Thank you for coming to Mountain Mick Show. Let me put back on my Dean P Pickle Mick bandana. He's the one who sent me this. I love it. It goes with my bracelet. It goes with my Mokies. It goes with all my lime green swag, including the shirt that I'm wearing today. I'm a Kawasaki man, guys. What can I say? Love my lime green. Love DNP. Love all of you guys. I will hear you or talk to you in the morning, 8 a.m. for my interview. Let's get over to Dean, guys. Mountain Mick loves you. everybody. Have a great night. Thanks for coming to the chat. That basically is everybody. Delbert, G Nico, um, both Deans, Swamp, Picker Dean, Dean P, who we're going to watch, Chuck Soup, Skip Hambrook. I think that's everybody. If I missed anybody, they were here earlier. I think Zoe the cat was here earlier. Nola, Labs, everybody who came through tonight, guys. Love you all. If I missed your name, I'm sorry. Mountain Nick's got to go so we can watch Dean. So love you guys. I'm hitting the button. See you at Dean's chat. If you need to check me for that, DM me or catch me in the dog pack. Oh, oh, oh. Have a good night, guys. Mountain Nick loves you.